line. He's so stout against the line. He holds up against anything an offense can bring his way. He's the guy who really opens it up for Belcher.
Well, what they might end up doing is bringing a lot of pressure to quarterback, who saw more than his fair share of it here on CN8 last weekend when Delaware really had trouble moving the football and protecting their quarterback.
Yeah, Robbie Shonoff last week threw for 40 yards. He was 33% completions. That was against a really intense UMass pass rush, though. He's going to need a lot of help today, though, from his wide receivers. Aaron Love, Mark Duncan, these are guys who've historically been playmakers in the past. Now it's kind of like, hey, what happened? Where have they been? Aaron Love, he's a guy who's exciting with the ball in his hands. He's really hard to bring down, shifty. You'll see him back there, you know, returning kicks. And Mark Duncan as well. He's a guy who's going to be back there returning the ball, but also can stretch the field vertically with his speed. But both these guys' numbers are about half of where they were last year at this time, so they need to step it up.
Of course, it was a different quarterback than Joe Flacco, and we'll see whether or not Delaware can kind of turn it up a little bit offensively here in this game as they try to get what would be a very, very important victory for them. You can't be falling to 2-4 and be thinking about the playoffs at the end of the season. Number 24, Delaware, coming back home, and they face Maine for the first time since 2005, coming up next.
You can't beat this. Now with Empire, you can get the lowest price guaranteed on quality brand name carpet and flooring fully installed. We won't be undersold. That's right, the lowest price guaranteed. We'll bring an incredible selection to choose from right at home. Plus we install next day and no payments till 2010. Shop at home and the lowest price guaranteed. Why buy anywhere else?
800-588-2300 Empire
Today.
See Kerbeck GMC is your #1 GMC dealer. Now with up to $8,200 off. Over 150 factory fresh GMCs, Denali's, Yukon, Sierras, and Envoys. New 2008 GMC Sierra pickups from $14,990 or $229 a month buys it. Zero down. 2008 Envoys from $17,990 or $275 a month buys it. Zero down. 2.9% financing up to 72 months. Call 1-800 this week at Kerbeck GMC, Route 73, Palmyra, New Jersey.
Fennell reports, weeknights at 10 on CN8. On air, online, on demand.
Today's game is brought to you by West German BMW. Two letters say it all. WG, West German BMW. By Transamerica. Transamerica, the power of the pyramid. By Black & Decker. Powerful solutions from Black & Decker. By Mortgage Seekers. Low mortgage rates, fast service. And by Dunbar. Dunbar Armor, the most trusted name in security. You don't get October evenings that are a whole lot nicer than this one. 70 degrees, calm and clear here at Delaware Stadium. And, of course, as always, a very big crowd. As Delaware Blue Hens do draw at home. They've got a great home crowd here. Big-time home field advantage. Time now for the Golden Arm Award QB file. And the quarterbacks, we told you about Robbie Shonoff for Delaware and Adam Farkas for Maine.
Adam Farkas, just a sophomore. He's got a strong arm, can make all the throws, but he has to show consistency. Robbie Shonoff, we talk about the rough time he had last week. Casey Keeler expects him to bounce back today.
And there's the head coach, guy who basically spells out Maine football, Jack Cosgrove, in his 16th season. You start talking about all of his time here, though. This is his 29th season overall. We had taken into account that he played here and also was an assistant coach here. 29 seasons involved with the Maine football program. And on the other side, another guy who is coaching at his alma mater, Casey Keeler, 53-11 as a player and coach here at Delaware Stadium. Jordan Waxman, a freshman. The ball teed up for Maine. Delaware won the toss. They've elected to receive. You see the series history. Maine won the last time these two teams played, but Delaware overall has dominated the series. They meet for the first time since 2005. Here's your note of the night. Maine lost the coin toss. They're 2-0 this year when losing the coin toss and 0-3 when winning it. Just in case you like that kind of useless information.
Love it. Let's see if it works.
Waxman with it teed up, and we are underway. That's going to be Duncan fielding at his own 7-yard line. Finding room, spinning away from a couple. He'll get it out to the 29. Well, the starting quarterback to lead this team out. We've told you about him. Big game for him, the transfer from Ohio State. Robbie Schoenhoff, at least one touchdown pass in each of the last 4 games. But as we said last week, a real struggle, saw an awful lot of pressure.
Yeah, Schoenhoff is still learning this offense. He just got here this season. He's calling all the protections up at the line of scrimmage. He's having to do a lot of thinking, and that kind of slows down his play in a way.
What he did do was lead the team in rushing. That's not necessarily a good thing for this Delaware team.
No, it's not.
He had 57 yards on the ground last week. Man in motion is Duncan. They're looking down the sideline. Pressure coming again, and the throw is incomplete. They were thinking about Aaron Love down the sideline. When that wasn't there, they looked to Agnew on the tight end. Jonathan Smith, the starting running back. Aaron Love, along with Duncan, 2 speedy wideouts. And Agnew, the starting tight end. Across the offensive line, Rob McDowell is a freshman, but otherwise a lot of experience there with Nicholson, Hendricks, and Herman. Second down from the 29. Blitz coming. Throwing right over the top of that blitz. And Love's got himself a first down, a 13-yard pickup out to the 42. We told you the pressure is going to be coming. In this case, they also brought a safety blitz on that play, but the defensive line certainly gets enough pressure on their own. And Belcher and Stevens, as we told you about, Charles and Piricello filling out the middle. Sean Wasson comes in 4th in the CAA in tackles out of that middle linebacker spot. And they got a couple of very talented and experienced safeties in Whetstone and McLaughlin. After the 13-yard pickup, they're going to get it out to Duncan. That's getting it out to a receiver in space, and he's the kind of guy who can make people miss. That's the idea behind that play, and it ends up picking up about 4.
Yeah, I don't anticipate Maine doing that, which they just did. They stayed in their base defense. They split Mark Masterson, their rover, out in the slot to cover Duncan. You see right there, he just, can't quite get to him. Duncan is shifty and speedy. They're going to try to isolate him and get him the ball today. And Maine is again in their base defense.
2nd and 6. You got an option play. And across the midfield stripe and about a yard shy of a first down is Schoenhoff. I told you last week, this guy is big, 6'6", 250, so he doesn't mind the contact, certainly.
Yeah, he's a rough shot, rough and tumble, however you want to say it. He's a tough guy playing quarterback, and he's surprisingly fast and nimble for his size. He's all of 6'6", 250 pounds, maybe more.
3rd down at short. Blitz coming, hole filled, and they're going to be short. Jonathan Smith couldn't fight his way through, and on that run blitz from the defensive unit, Maine comes up with a big stop.
Yeah, that was huge. 3rd and a yard. Maine's run defense, we know it's very solid. Everyone fits in their gap. They bring the run blitz with Wasson up the middle. Stuff it.
Now the question is, did they get enough with that quick rush to the line and the push straight ahead? It's all going to depend on the spot of the football. And I'll tell you what, that's Rob Smith, the defensive coordinator. There's Cosgrove, and his defensive coordinator right next to him is going berserk about where that football was spotted because they did get the first down.
I'll tell you what, that's an example of Delaware changing up the tempo, catching the defense off guard. They caught me off guard up here in the booth. They're so quick. They have a no-huddle offense all the time, but that really worked to their advantage there.
Maine's opponents this year are now 7 for 10 on 4th down. First down here, Schoenhoff with time and firing. Inside the 25 and down to the 22. 25-yard pickup to Duncan.
And that was a laser right there. Here's the first down. You see Maine was not set. Delaware got up so quickly on that ball that they caught the Black Bears off guard. Got that first.
And you can see how comfortable he does look when he doesn't have pressure coming, can actually set his feet.
Right, he's got a big arm, and that was a perfectly thrown ball right there to Mark Duncan.
Agnew, the tight end in motion on first down for the 22. There's Smith. sprint to the outside, and he is taken down by Downey, the outside linebacker, to pick up about 1.
Jonathan Smith, he is a big load at running back. See Andrew Downey there, he's 228 pounds, pretty big guy. But then you look at Jonathan Smith, he was once a linebacker also. This guy is 6'3", 230 pounds, and he just totes that rock and likes to try to run people over.
Not unlike last week, first time they had the ball. Lengthy drive. This is the 9th play of this drive now. From the 21. Smith kind of tripped over the feet of his quarterback. I think that kind of slowed him down, and to pick up maybe about a yard down to the 20.
Yeah, a couple short runs there for Jonathan Smith. Good job by the defense, but this trip does a lot to negate the play. He just never had a chance to get started. He needs a little bit of time to get that big body moving. We know that Maine really does a great job with their run fits, and you saw it there, but they were aided by Johnny Blade in the backfield a little bit.
5 receivers, including 4 to the near side of the field, lower part of your screen. And they're going right up to the top. Love trying to make something happen, and he's not going to. He'll get taken down at about the 15-yard line. Forward progress maybe to the 14, and that's it.
Gets it out there quickly, gets him in space. I tell you what, that's a great tackle by Brandon McLaughlin. Aaron Love's not easy to bring down. Really nice tackle in space. Now they, to necessitate the field goal.
That'll be a 31-yarder. John Strejewski is 1 for 1 from this distance so far this year. 3 out of 5 overall for the junior from Lansdale, Pennsylvania. Plenty of leg, and it's good. Well, the opening 5 minutes, Delaware, another extended drive, and they do come away with points here in the first quarter.
Yeah, and you saw that they were looking downfield a little bit more. I saw a couple things. They were looking downfield, showing off, looked comfortable back there when he had some time. But they were also setting up some plays for later in the game. I'll talk about that in a second.
So Strejewski putting Delaware on the board first here in the first quarter.
With Private Selection Organics, you get food the way nature intended, with natural flavors, but without artificial preservatives or chemicals. And you get foods that have the USDA certified organic seal. So with Private Selection Organic, you can make smarter choices for your family with foods that taste delicious. Try Private Selection Organic Foods. Organics for everyone. Exclusively at Kroger.
We've heard a lot of talk about change this year. The question is, change to what? To me, change is a government that doesn't let banks and oil companies rip off the American people. Change is when we finally fix healthcare instead of just talking about it. Change is giving tax breaks to middle-class families instead of companies that send jobs overseas. Change is a president who brings people together. I'm Barack Obama, and I approve this message because this year, change has to be more than a slogan.
If you want action, adventure, comedy, and romance, then you need Friday Night Flicks. Every Friday at 9, only on CN8. Presented by Impact.
Udy, who is a inductee into the Mascot Hall of Fame, helping to celebrate this 3-0 lead for Delaware. They take that opening drive, 11 plays, and pay it off with a field goal. What a gorgeous night.
Yes, it is. Cloudless sky, well, somewhat cloudless sky. The sun's just starting to set. A little pink on the horizon, but this is a great night for football. Great night for scenery. Look at the trees. They're just starting to change. I wax poetic.
Yes, you do.
I need to stop.
Strejewski's got it teed up. You saw Mike Kuhn and Deshaun Brown, a pair of freshmen, back to take this kick. And you're going to hear that a lot from us. There's been a lot of changes because of injury for this Maine team, and a lot of young kids are getting a chance at playing time that may not have normally. It's going to be Kuhn taking it to his own 8. And barreling ahead across the 30-yard line. He's going to make it out to the 32. Take it down to Murph.
Hey, guys, you know that field goal by Strayevsky right there. Interesting note, you threw out the coin flip toss information there earlier in the game, Scott Graham. I've got one for you. This is the first time Delaware has not been shut out now since September 14th of 2006 when they lost 27-0 to Villanova. That was a long, long time ago. They just tied a school record 154 games that they've scored at least 1 point. How about that one?
That's a good one.
Thank you.
I like it.
At least 1 point. How would they just score the one?
Well, I'm working on that one.
On first down. Nothing doing. That's Talley straight down the line of scrimmage. And he tackles Derek Session back behind the line. That'll Talley, a senior out of Oak Park, Michigan. Or a transfer from Notre Dame. There's Adam Farkas, the starting quarterback, a sophomore from Boston. You see the numbers on the year. 9 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. He has 3 career wins now. All of them come from behind fashion. And he's already behind early here in this one. Setting his man against that Delaware defense. Doesn't look like any blitzes are coming. Straight 4-man rush. Farkas firing and sailing it over the head of his intended receiver, Tyrell Jones. Ryan Brown, the linebacker, was back in coverage. Session is a redshirt freshman. Jared Turcotte, also a redshirt freshman. The two guys running the ball. A little bit more experience at receiver as Kenneth Fersner is a senior. And Tyler Eastman holding down the left side. Chris Arneo, the right tackle, and Ryan Canary, a preseason All-CAA pick at the center spot. Third down, call it 12. They set up a big umbrella about 10 yards off the line of scrimmage. Session will try to pick up a block. He got one, but that was it. And stopped well shy on the first down. That Delaware defensive unit getting it done here. This opening possession for Maine. As we said, the Black Bears have struggled, and Delaware's going to try to make them pay along those lines. Number 1 scoring defense in the CAA, allowing just over 16 points a game. Ronald Talley and Matt Marcarell, 2 very talented guys, and we saw Julian James in a big game last week. Walter Blair, due to the injury to Eric Johnson, moves to the middle linebacker spot. They've got some guys who can go get it on the outside. Fred Andrew had a big pick last week. Aaron Love set to take the punt from Cash Kiefer. Line drive, and he's going to have a chance. Shifting away. Wow. And only an ankle tackle by McLaughlin kept him from going a whole lot further. But Delaware with a 3-0 lead and off a defensive stop will get it back when we come back on a gorgeous night in Newark, Delaware.
BMW. 3 letters can say a lot, but 2 letters say it all. WG.
Experience, quality, trust. Says a lot about who you are. First choice is always great. We should all get our first choice. It's all about being at the right place at the right time.
Seconds off the Fort Washington exit of the PA Turnpike.
Being at the right location all the time. 2 letters say it all. WG.
Drive to westgermanbmw.com. Fort Washington.
I'm Mark Summers asking you to join the Brain Tumor Society's Race for Hope 5K on November 2nd, starting right here at the Philadelphia Museum of Art. With more than 200,000 brain tumors diagnosed each year, we need your help to find a cure. Join hundreds of families as we race for hope 9 a.m. Sunday, November 2nd, in front of the Art Museum. It's a run, it's a walk, it's a chance to give hope. Sign up at braintumorsociety.org.
Chef Jim Coleman brings you cuisine from across the country. Take a bite into Flavors of America. Weekdays at 4:30. Only on CN8, the Comcast network.
Flavors of America is sponsored by Deborah Heart and Lung Center, the region's only heart hospital.
Early 3-0 lead for Delaware, and the Blue Hens get the football back for their second drive now, starting at their own 33-yard line. Cosgrove realizes that offense has been hard to come by. You got to make up some of that with the defense, and you'd love to create a turnover here. Give yourself a short field. Play action. Duncan has all kinds of white jerseys following him, and he'll dance out of bounds after what's virtually no game.
good job of stretching this thing out. Not everyone bought that play action. Everyone stayed at home. Great job of stretching that to the sideline. No gain at all. That guy's hard to hold for no gain. Mark Duncan, really a dynamic playmaker.
Checking on the sidelines and making sure that there's no change to the play. The running back here is sophomore Philip Thaxton now in the backfield by himself. And he'll take the hand, little shake and bake move. Not one, but two of them. It's a lot of east-west, but not a lot of north-south. He gets two on the play.
Yeah, Thaxton had a nice move in the backfield to shake Andrew Downey, who's a preseason All-CAA player. But Thaxton probably a little rusty still. You know, he's coming back from an injury. He's a speedster. Runs a 4.38 in the 40, so he can cover some ground. But once again, Maine's defense covers for one another. You know, no one is outside of their assignment right now. They're looking very, very solid.
And another third down and a well-timed blitz coming. Schoenoff got away from it, slipped as he threw and got the first down anyway. His foot slid a little bit as he threw the football. Didn't matter. Duncan was right there along the sideline. And he's out of bounds at the 45-yard line of Maine with a first down.
Maine got aggressive here. They're bringing backers. You see Jovan Belcher going over the top. Well, that's a very strong throw right there. Watch his foot slip as he throws it. Jovan Belcher trying to get in his face. Slips a little, but has the arm strength over the top to thread that thing to Mark Duncan. Mark Duncan has really been involved today.
20 yards on the pickup, and Duncan's going to get involved again. I'll tell you what, he and McLaughlin are really getting to know each other here early. A couple of yards on that first down play.
I'll tell you what, and I've been very impressed with McLaughlin's tackling today. That's his third solid tackle out in space. He had two. He had the Aaron Love tackle to save a first down. Then he had the one on the punt. Here you see him taking down another real playmaker. Mark Duncan grabbed his face mask, but the referees did not call it.
Duncan already with 5 catches here in the first quarter for 51 yards. Second down and 8. Another blitz coming. And they set up the screen. Oh, that's a tremendous play. Jovan Belcher just saved that play because, as you know, John, you got a blitz coming like that, you set up the screen, it can go big. But Belcher fought through a block and dropped him for no gain.
Right. The thing that saved Maine also, besides Belcher, was they were bringing the blitz away from the side of the screen. They brought both backers away from that, cleared out the other side. The screen went to the right. Belcher plays off the block of Keon Hendricks, who's a great center and really a solid blocker. But there you see why Jovan Belcher is widely considered to be one of the top defensive ends in the country.
Yet another third down for Delaware. They've seen a few of them here so far. With time. Oh my, you got contact and a flag. Lionel Nixon Jr. was right on the back legs of Aaron Love. And I believe you're going to get pass interference and a first down.
Yeah, Lionel Nixon Jr., that's the second time I've seen him slip today. The first time he slipped, Delaware completed it to his side, down to the sideline closer to the press box here. There he slips and causes
pass interference on the defense, number 22. Ball will be placed at the spot of the foul. First down.
Pass interference. Yeah, he's wow,
that's desperation.
Yeah, that's desperation. But hey, you know what? Probably a smart, desperate foul right there. Smart, desperate penalty.
Well, but if not, that could be a touchdown.
You're right. But all that being said, he needs to change his cleats.
Thaxton again. And McLaughlin has been all world, stepping up from that strong safety spot here in this first quarter.
Yeah, I'll say. McLaughlin, just an aggressive, strong safety. Now, he has a lot of experience. He's one of the few guys on that defense right now in the secondary that has, you know, all kinds of tackling under his belt. They've had to shuffle guys a lot. I really like the way he's shown up today, though. He's playing and making a statement.
After the loss of 3, is second down and 13. They're blitzing almost every down. And this one's picked up by Thaxton. And the throw is incomplete. I guess maybe more than one guy's going to change his cleats.
Everybody changed their cleats. I don't know what's going on with that. The field was nice when I was down there in during warm-ups, but maybe with the night approaching, it's getting a little slick. You'll see they're bringing the blitz. Maine's defensive players seem to like to try to jump over blocks, just trying to get in the passing lanes because they know that Schoenoft is trying to get the ball away quickly. Delaware's done a good job of picking up the blitz thus far today. But guys have been open downfield.
Well, they face another third down. Looks like zone coverage defensively. Schoenoft, the pocket collapsing. Got a tuck and run. Now he's got a man. And misfired over the head of Aaron Love.
Wow, that could have been a touchdown right there. Oh, now that's something we saw a lot last week against UMass out of Delaware, out of Robbie Schoenoft. He gets back there, the pocket breaks down a little bit, and you know, he scrambles, buys some extra time, throws on the move. That was not a good throw on the move because he just wasn't able to get his feet set properly to make that an accurate throw.
Zarevsky's long for the year is 43 yards. He's 1 for 3 from this range. This one's going to be from 49. A lot of leg, but he pulled it left. So if you're Maine right now, John, you're thinking, you know what? We spent the first 10 minutes of this game being completely dominated, and it's still only 3-0.
Well, here's the thing. Not completely dominated when their defense is out there. I mean, Delaware's put together some nice drives, but when it comes to the run game, Maine has been shutting them down. Now, you know, the pass interference, that worked in their disfavor, I guess you can say. Their defense is keeping them in this game right now. They need to put together a drive and move the ball, get some field position on their side.
Just 3 yards so far for this Maine offense as they come out their own 33. Meanwhile, Delaware's got 80. They are playing a straight base defense. And nothing doing through the middle on first down. Ooh, nothing fancy on this defense right now.
No, nothing. And that's something that we kind of expected in our discussions today with both Jack Cosgrove and Casey Keeler. They were saying, Cosgrove was saying, hey, we've got a lot of shuffling on the offense. We need to start bringing some younger guys along. We're not sure exactly what we're going to be running. Defensively, Delaware doesn't know what Maine is going to be showing offensively, so they're keeping it vanilla, they're being sound, and it seems to be working in their favor right now.
Adam Farkas has the true freshman Bashawn Brown in the backfield, and his backup quarterback Michael Brusco in the slot. And Brown, who Cosgrove likes a lot and really thinks could end up being a tremendous player here. It's his first offensive carry of the season.
Yeah, Bashawn Brown, he's a true freshman. He came in here. Now, they've had a lot of injuries at running back. Obviously, with Jamal Fluellen out, you know, he's a captain, preseason All-American. He's out, but then his backup, Jermaine Henderson's out. Roosevelt Boone, he was another guy. But, you know, Brown beat a couple guys out. Now he's had a chance to get on the field. He's really showing that he's quick and explosive. He can squeak through some little holes.
Delaware still basing their defense. Third down. And the throw complete from one quarterback to another. Michael Brusco, the backup quarterback, who has spent more time at the wide receiver spot this year, pulls in the first down of the game for Maine.
Yeah, nice protection. They moved the pocket, so he had time to get that thing out of there. Brusco is a guy, he's their backup quarterback, but you'll see him splitting out, run some pass patterns. He'll line up the quarterback as well, run the ball from that position, but special teams guy, hard-nosed guy, they really like him.
First time Maine has moved the sticks here tonight. From the 46-yard line. And incomplete, and that is going to draw the flag. Anthony Walters all over the back of Brusco. And we got a penalty coming on Delaware. Pass interference, a preliminary call.
Yeah, I'm not...
Pass interference, number 9 on the defense. Ball will be placed at the spot of the foul. First down.
Referee Tony Marcello making that call. Disagree?
Yeah, I mean, how catchable was that? They were both diving for the ball. This thing, I don't know, very questionable. Anthony Walters did a good job breaking on that thing. They had shifted to a 3 deep. He was free in the middle, made a nice break on that thing. I don't think he committed a foul.
Ball right on the 50-yard line now. And a first down for Maine. Back to the ground they go. And Brown submarined and tackled in the backfield. Andrew Harrison is getting an opportunity to play a little bit more at linebacker now with all of the injuries that Casey Keeler's team has had.
Oh, jeez. Don't even get me started on those injuries. It's incredible how depleted their linebacking core is right now. They've got Brian Boyd out with a dislocated knee, Chuck Anderson out with an ACL, Bernard McCombie last week, high ankle, then Eric Johnson, their star middle linebacker, out with the shoulder. So they're reshuffling. But as you saw right there, Andrew Harrison did a great job of shooting through and making a play in the backfield.
Second down. They're coming out of blitz, and here comes a screen. Sean Brown's got himself a first down to the 39-yard line. 10 yards on the pickup, and the perfect play call against that defense.
Yep, they're going back to the screen again. Time's up well. You know, Matt Marcarell trying to get in there. There's a lot of room out there. He had some linemen out there blocking for him. I tell you what, Pushan Brown is showing that he is a pure tailback that can really make plays for this Maine offense now that he's getting a chance to.
Preseason All-CAA guy, the center Ryan Canary, with that ultimate block that sprung him for the gain of the first down. Firing on first down, and tell you what, when you're struggling offensively, you've got to catch that ball. Tyrell Jones, a sophomore, had it right in his hand.
Yep, I mean, the ball was a little high, but it was coming with a lot of velocity as well. Tough catch, but it's one that you got to make. It's one that you would expect Tyrell Jones to make. See that thing? Yeah, coming out a little bit ducky as well. That makes it harder to catch.
He's their leading receiver coming into the game.
Right, yeah, Tyrell Jones with Landis Williams being out, struggling back from injury. He's really put in some good numbers this year so far.
Second down from the 39. Farkas on that rolling pocket. And now it's just going to turn into a straight run as he gets caught from behind by Walter Blair over by the sideline. But he did end up getting 5 yards on the play.
Showed some speed there. Real athleticism. Moving the pocket again, trying to get a little extra time, but that's an athletic move right there. Watch the finish. Boom. It's a nice run. Now they're in a manageable 3rd and 4.
Long 4 yards to go. They've got to get it down to the 29. Shuffling around in the defensive backfield for the Blue Hens. Rusko, the man in motion. Play clock down to 1. They had to snap it. And what a charge straight up the middle and down the line from Julian James. We got a flag on the play. And we'll have to wait and see what the flag is all about. I'm wondering if Delaware might have been offside. Nope.
Illegal shift on the offense. 2 men moving prior to the snap. Penalty is declined. 4th down.
So now you've got a 4th down situation. You've lost yardage. You've probably taken yourself out of any kind of field goal range. Depends on what you think of your kicker. You're talking about a 53-yarder right now. On the other hand, you got Cash Kiefer, who is a very good punter. Hit 8 of them this year inside the 20, and it looks like that's the way they're going to go.
Yeah, Kiefer is excellent. He's a great directional punter. I expect he'll try to coffin corner this thing and pin Delaware down deep in their own territory.
Oh, he hit that very, very badly.
Proving me wrong, Cash. Jeez, that was about as poorly as you can hit a punt without it going backwards.
I believe that is a 7-yard punt to the 29-yard line. Tonight's game, an exclusive presentation of CN8, the Comcast network. Remember, by staying plugged into Comcast cable, you're staying plugged into CN8. Otherwise, you'd have no way to see any of our local sports or weeknight talk shows. That's something Verizon and DirecTV may not tell you. Truth is, neither Verizon nor DirecTV carries CN8. Comcast does. You've got Comcast, you've got the game. So after a 7-yard punt, that's going to hurt your net average. Delaware with the football back again, and it is Thaxton. Well, it seems like they know when that run is coming, and they are really bringing pressure. The question, John, is does that mean you got some play action opportunities and maybe a look deep down the field?
I think they are they're trying to set up the deeper passes with this run game. You know, Delaware comes in, they try to spread a defense out. As I mentioned earlier, Maine is staying in their base, meaning they've got their 3 linebackers still in there, even though they're being spread out. And that's really helping them stop this run.
Thaxton. And back to about the line of scrimmage, and that's going to be it.
This Maine defense, you can see that they're very disciplined. They're filling the holes that they need to fill, and that's what's preventing Delaware from getting a chance to really run the ball effectively. The one thing that you have to realize, though, is this Maine defense has not been creating turnovers this year. They've been stopping teams, but not getting the ball back in good field position for their offense.
That's something that they've got to do more than likely to put themselves in a position to beat this team at Delaware that wins an awful lot here at home. First drive of the game and a long field goal, the difference so far after 15 minutes here in Newark, and Delaware on top by 3.
A sandwich is not just a sandwich when it's prepared with Dietz & Watson premium deli meats and artisan cheeses. Try a mouth-watering Reuben or Monte Cristo with our roast beef, ham, turkey, or chicken breast. Enjoy delicious premium deli meats that are good and good for you with all natural seasonings, no trans fat or gluten, and no MSG. So when you want to build that perfect sandwich, always ask for Dietz & Watson at the finest supermarkets or your neighborhood deli.
Dietz & Watson, expect the best.
Can you say freetriplescore.com 3 times fast?
Freetriplescore.com, 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 freetriplescore.com.
What's freetriplescore.com?
Freetriplescore.com, freetriplescore.com. Why is freetriplescore.com the best place to go get my credit score?
Freetriplescore.com gives you all 3 credit reports and scores from the 3 top bureaus. And best of all, they're free when you try Privacy Matters 1, 2, 3.
Really get all 3 for free?
Why do I need to check all 3 of my credit reports and scores?
One credit report doesn't tell you the whole story.
You could have good credit on one report, and on the other 2, you could have harmful information that could keep you from getting a loan, and in some cases, keep you from getting a job.
Not knowing your credit score could be a big mistake.
I didn't know my credit score could keep me from getting a job.
Lenders look at all 3 credit reports, shouldn't I?
3 really is better than 1.
Where can I get all 3?
Where can I get all 3?
Where can I get all 3? Log on to freetriplescore.com where you can get 3 for free.
Freetriplescore.com.
It's the one event. It's the one deal you can't miss. It's your Quality Plus Ford Dealer 0% event. Now's the time to get 0% financing for 6 years on a new Ford Edge. Get 0% financing for 5 years on a new Ford Escape. Or you can choose up to $4,000 cash back. That's 0% financing on Edge and Escape. Or up to $4,000 cash back. Only until October 31st. Only during the 0% event. And only at your Quality Plus Ford dealer.
Backstage, weeknights at 8 on CN8. On air, online, on demand.
Another look at a beautiful night here as we get set to begin the second quarter. Delaware top by 3. And they've got a 3rd down coming now from their own 29-yard line.
And they're bringing a blitz.
It's really nothing new. Blitz is picked up, but the throw is errant over the head of Love, who was out there in man coverage with Lionel Nixon Jr. So Delaware's going to have to punt it away. Now, speaking of a punt, how about that unbelievable game that came down to the last moment at Richmond and just wrapped up as #1 James Madison gets Scotty McGee's 69-yard punt return for a touchdown with 1 second left to win the game.
What an electrifying player. That is amazing. Absolutely amazing. Jack Cosgrove was telling us earlier in the week that his punter, the guy that you saw the series before, shanking it, Cash Keeper, did a great job of punting away from Scotty McGee.
Look at this. A muffed punt recovered by Delaware. That ball, I don't believe, can be advanced. That's going to be Delaware football. That ball just never completely turned over. It was spinning wildly toward the far sideline, and obviously very difficult to pick up. What's going on? Did they interfere?
Interference with the opportunity to catch a kick against the kicking team. Receiver did not have a clear path to catch the ball. 15 yards from the spot of the foul, first down.
Yeah, I think that's a good call right there. Good job by the referees. Duncan has to give him a path to the ball. He did not. That delayed his approach. That's why he ended up muffing that thing.
So Lemire Whetstone gets saved, and so does this Maine offense.
So does the Maine special teams. That could have been following a really terrible punt when they were just on offense. That could have been a killer right there.
Plus the interference call means yardage, so they're starting out at the Delaware 41. And running it through the middle is Derek Session. He'll get inside the 40 down to about the 38, pick up with 3 yards on first down.
Derek Session is a guy who was an H-back. You'll see Session, number 14, Jared Turcotte, number 45. They'll both be carrying the ball a little bit today. Both those guys were bigger backs playing like their fullback position before the injuries occurred for Maine. I like that. You got 2 big backs in the backfield right now, shifting all around.
Got him set now. It's second down at 6, and it's Turcotte. And he's got first down yardage. The H-back banging his way down inside the 30. He had 82 yards against JMU, and he was the CAA Rookie of the Week.
Yeah, he's a redshirt freshman. He did a lot of damage versus JMU. A lot of it out of the one-back set, though. This is a guy who was their H-back, fullback, so, speak, and just does a nice job of reading blocks. He's faster than your average fullback. Like myself, I can say that with certainty. I like the way he runs with the ball, and he's just really effective. That was the same play they ran the play before to Derek Session. And there it is, the 3rd time in a row. They see something they can capitalize.
It's working. It's going to be down to the 21, an 8-yard pickup.
Yeah, that's 3 plays in a row. And the play before was kind of funny. You saw the back switching back and forth talking. Like, hey, you just ran it. Give me a chance. Turcotte's like, come on, Derek. Let me have the rock. And Derek comes back this time. He carries it. But great job by the Maine offensive line. This is a small offensive line, and they're moving people around. Sorry, go ahead, Scott.
No,
this is something you'll see from both these teams. Before the snap, nice first down there. Before the snap, they get up the line of scrimmage, they get up in a hurry, they're in a no-huddle offense, and they get down into their snap count and see what the defense does, how the defense reacts. Then both quarterbacks, you'll see Farkas and Schoenhoff looking over the sideline to the offensive coordinator saying, all right, so are we changing things? What are we going to do here? They like to get a beat on what the defense is doing and then adjust the play accordingly.
They're in the red zone for the first time tonight now. The first down at the Delaware 18-yard line. Three receivers to choose from. A slightly different look now out of the shotgun from Maine. And time there. And the throw there, had it been where it was supposed to be, it's a touchdown. Landis Williams had done a good job of beating his man to the outside. He got past Tyrone Grant, but the ball slightly overthrown in the corner of the end zone.
Yeah, too much arm on that. We know that Farkas has a strong arm. This is just a little too strong. Landis Williams had 2 steps on Grant in the corner of the end zone. Landis Williams is a guy who's coming back from injury also. They're really happy to have him back. He's got the most experience in that receiving corps. Led the team in all the categories last year. But he's been battling back from injury. Practiced well this week, though.
Play action. Design play, trying to get it to the outside. That's a good tackle by Tyrone Grant as he upended Turcotte down at the 12-yard line.
Yeah, that was a nice tackle by Turcotte, but nice tackle by Grant. Turcotte needed to read that thing a little bit better. Has this ball in the open field. It's off the same play action, that play they kept running earlier. Turcotte needed to put his foot in the ground, cut it up inside because he had a blocker out there. He needed to cut that up and run it up the numbers for a score.
Maine Maine is 1 for 3 on 3rd down. And Delaware is the best in the CAA at stopping teams on 3rd down. On 3rd and 4. Once again, a man open in the end zone. Once again, it was Williams. And once again, Farkas missing a little bit high.
Yeah, that's frustrating. Look at Landis Williams, you know, snapping this chin strap off, kind of walking slowly to the sideline. He's like, man, I've battled to get back. I'm out here. I'm getting open. Make the throws, buddy. He's just had that ball sailing on him repeatedly today. Got too much juice on it. Too much adrenaline right now.
Ryan Harvey, the freshman. On now for what's going to be a 29-yard field goal attempt from that left hash mark. 3 for 8 on the year is Harvey. Got enough here and just slid it inside that right upright. Maine battling back, and we are tied. Black Bears take advantage of good field position, get into the red zone for the first time tonight, and although they would have liked the touchdown, they'll settle for the field goal and a tie score here in Newark.
With the money we saved on this new carpet.
It's Empire's 60% off event. Get huge savings on quality brand name carpet or flooring. It's your choice, and whatever you choose, it's 60% off. Plus no payments till 2010. Shop at home and we'll install next day. At 60% off, you can afford even more floor. Call today.
800-588-2300 Empire.
Today.
One-on-one with Steve Adubato. It's more than interviews. It's the show where great interviews are made. What makes it different is what makes it great. One-on-one with Steve Adubato. Weeknights at 5:30 only on CN8.
3-3 game here in Newark, and a sky. Looks like it was painted by Bob Ross, you know. Put a happy little cloud over on this side. And
yeah, it's like heaven, Scott.
Put a alizarin crimson.
I saw a bright light. Perfect night for football.
It's gorgeous. Delaware would like to get their offense going here. They got Thaxton back now to receive this kickoff from Jordan Waxman. It's Duncan. A little trouble with the handle, but he puts it away down at the 8. And bouncing off 2 tackles will make it out near the 30-yard line. We're talking away at the break. We're going to have to wait, see highlights and everything else. I still can't believe you let Scotty McGee beat you with a punt return with 1 second left.
You're right. Scotty McGee, he did it against Appalachian State, returning that opening kickoff for a touchdown, getting JMU back in that game. He's done it repeatedly, historically. Richmond has the ball. They have to punt it away. Seconds left in the game. He returned to 69 yards. I mean, out of bounds is where that ball should be punted. Scotty McGee is just an incredible special teamer.
And JMU is clearly the #1 team in the country right now. There's Love on an inside hand. Look out. Crossed the 40, and Downey dragged him down from behind. He lost the football. It's loose. Maine says they've got it. A lot of pushing and shoving going on under there. Who's got it? And it looks like Delaware came out of the pack with it. They will have the first down.
Wow. And what we're seeing now, Casey Keeler said during the week he wants to get the ball to his playmakers. Right here, Aaron Love, we know he's a playmaker. They hand it to him on what they call their jet sweep. He comes in motion. But when he's running in all that traffic like that, that's something a little bit different than catching it on the flank. Fewer guys, you know, smaller concentration of guys. So he needs to make sure he protects the ball. He and Duncan, you know, if they get a chance to run the ball out of the backfield, it's a different kind of running.
Boy, it looked like Maine had a great shot at that ball, went right through the hands of, I believe it was Jerron McMillan. There's Smith, and he's found virtually no room to run, maybe a yard on first down. That's 4 carries for 4 yards now for Smith.
Yeah, Smith, he's a bruiser, but coming in, he was averaging 4.2 yards a carry. Now, all of a sudden, against this stone wall of black bear people, he's not finding much success. You got to hand it to Maine's defense, their scheme and their soundness.
They call their defense the black hole, and that's exactly what it's been in the middle right now. On play action. Pressure coming from behind. Schoenhoff had to get rid of it. Did. Great throw. And a first down. Tommy Crosby hauling it in down at the 40. Make that 35-yard line of Maine.
Big play by Tommy Crosby, but bigger play, in my opinion, by Robbie Schoenhoff. He's showing us that he can move. He escaped the backside pressure from all-world Jovan Belcher on that play and really threw that ball accurately to the raw, athletic Tommy Crosby on the sideline. Threw it where only Crosby could catch it. That was a heck of a play right there.
You're a quarterback in that situation. Do you hear the footsteps? Do you just feel it coming?
Absolutely. And you know who's coming, too. You know that backside end is Belcher, and that's got to scare you.
It's a rough half right now to be Jonathan Smith.
Oh, yeah.
Wasson and Downey got in, and they throw him for a sizable loss back outside the 40.
Yeah. This D-line is great. We talked about it. These linebackers are just very solid. Wasson and Downey, man, these guys are, they're calling the defense. They're really intense. They're like the spiritual leaders out there, according to Jack Cosgrove. They make a lot of tackles. They're sideline to sideline guys, and they're really showing how good they are tonight.
Delaware's averaging about 1.5 yards a carry right now. So back to the air they go, and it's Duncan trying to make a man miss. Reinforcements arrive, and that'll be that.
Yeah, Duncan had a chance to make something happen, but once again, I hate to keep beating this dead horse. It's not a dead horse. It's a very nicely tackling horse. This Maine defense, man, you get guys in the open field, and they wrap them up and bring them down.
They have done a terrific job of, once they make their initial contact, not letting somebody escape and get more yardage.
Right. The yak is minimal against this Maine defense, or the rack. Run after catch or yards after catch, depending on which dialect you're speaking, I guess, which football dialect. I like yak.
They like bringing pressure.
Wow.
And it's going to cost them. Touchdown, Crosby. 33 yards. Crosby coming flashing across the field, and Delaware gets into the end zone.
Boy, that was once again, heck of a throw. Great recognition of what the defense was giving him by Robbie Schoenhoff. And now you're seeing Tommy Crosby on this drive make 2 big plays. He's a guy who hasn't practiced quite as well as Martwan Johnson, but they're sharing time. Now all of a sudden, all that athleticism's coming out. Seeing him in pregame, Crosby is a giant. I mean, he's one of those guys like a Randy Moss type receiver. Perfect body for playing wideout.
And the extra point from Stramski is good. There's a young man, a sophomore from Hamilton, New Jersey, who just got into the end zone for the first time in his collegiate career. A couple of catches here in this one. And a great job by his quarterback again of keeping a play alive, finding an open man. This time it resulted in 6.
BMW. 3 letters can say a lot, but 2 letters say it all. WG.
Experience, quality, trust. Says a lot about who we are. First choice is always great. We should all get our first choice. It's all about being at the right place at the right time.
Seconds off the Fort Washington exit of the PA Turnpike.
Being at the right location all the time. 2 letters say it all. WG.
Drive to WestGermanBMW.com. Certified pre-owned BMW retail center in Ambler.
Who do you want to be? What do you want to do? What do you need to learn? Who will teach you? Start your search with Metro's Higher Education Series. This week, education. Visit cn8.tv/Metro for more information and pick up a copy of Metro today. CAA football is on CN8 Saturdays. Catch all the hard-hitting, bone-crunching, touchdown-making plays that make the CAA one of the most exciting conferences in the nation. Touchdown! CAA football Saturdays this fall on CN8, the Comcast network.
So Delaware gets a touchdown, and they've got themselves a 7-point lead. Showing off was 3 for 3 on that drive, including the 33-yard touchdown pass. And now Maine, as we said, is kind of struggling to score points. He's going to have to try to get back.
Watch Robbie showing off, avoiding that pressure, and then you got that big body, just kind of feeling the quarterback moving out, finding some room. He just kind of glided across that zone. Caught a nice ball and took it to the house, did Tommy Crosby.
Strejewski's kickoff going to be fielded by Mike Kuhn down at the 9. And banging his way forward, he'll make it out near the 30. Let's check in down with Murph.
Well, guys, you know, as we approach November, a source of pride here at the University of Delaware, of course, is Senator Joe Biden. He is a 1965 graduate of the university here, of course, a vice presidential candidate along with Barack Obama this year, and the election's coming up in just a couple months. And it was an interesting story for the University of Delaware football team. They got a chance to meet Joe Biden when they were on their way to South Carolina to play Furman this year. They pulled up on the tarmac at the airport, and Joe Biden's campaign plane was right next to theirs. The senator got out, spent a couple minutes talking with Casey Keeler and the team, wishing them good luck. And guys, I know you know that I'm pretty connected. My sources are telling me that Senator Joe Biden will be in the stadium in just a couple minutes, coming to watch the second half of this football game. So vice presidential candidate Joe Biden going to be here in just a few. See how connected I am?
I'll tell you what, you do some nice work down there, Murph.
Well, you know, I have sources everywhere.
Superior reporting. I tell you, Biden was a blue hen. He played on the freshman team back in, I don't know,
62, 61, yeah.
So he's got some ties here to Delaware football.
He's a big presence, always has been in this state of Delaware. Meantime, the Delaware defense gives up another first down as Session finds his way out across the 40 to the 41.
I really like how Session saw that thing and just put his head down, ducked through that hole. It wasn't a gaping chasm of a hole, but he knew where the ball was supposed to go. He stuck to his footwork and just pounded that thing for a first.
You're a Maine fan. The last thing in the world you want to see is a running back limping and then leaving the field. That's exactly what Session just did. At some point or other, you're Jack Cosgrove. You say, Uncle.
Yeah, wow. So many injuries in that backfield already. Let's hope he's all right.
Sean Brown now is the running back spot. It's a quarterback draw. And Farkas out to the 45, got himself about 4 yards.
And that was a play right there that was meant for a different back. Derek Session, maybe Jarrett Turcotte out of that one back spot. You put Pushan Brown in. Look, he's trying to lead block. He didn't block anybody. You know, if you're lead blocking, you're looking for any color coming clear on that quarterback draw. Pushan Brown, he's just a freshman, not the biggest guy in the world, has not done that much, I guarantee, because he's had two other guys in Session and Turcotte that were good at that. So now, you know, you're a little banged up, you put him in there. That breaks some tendencies, but not a very productive block, or lack thereof.
They're doing it again. And this time, Delaware's ready for it. Andrew Harrison shot in there and made sure there was no hole to run to. Phil on the other side was Julian James. So no gain, third down coming up.
Julian James is just having an outstanding senior season, but this Andrew Harrison, we've seen him a lot. Last week, 2 weeks ago, he had a chance to start due to Walter Blair being out with an ankle. Last week he played a lot. He's very athletic and he's smart. He's on an academic scholarship, so he's really fitting in well, knowing where he needs to be and just applying his athleticism and making big plays.
They're showing some signs of blitz. They fall back out of it. And that throw to the inside is incomplete. We got a flag on the play.
Looks like like they're going to be calling Anthony Walters again.
Yeah, I think this one might be against Maine.
You're right. Yeah, Matt Marcarell's out there saying, no, decline it, decline it. I thought they were going to get Walters.
Number 72 on the offense. That penalty will be declined. Result of the play, 4th down.
I thought they were going to get Walters for interference again because he ended up tackling the receiver, just as the ball got there.
That's kind of a desperate move by Eastman to try to stop Marcarell, and he gets called for the hold that gets refused.
Right. And that's something, talking to Casey Keeler, he said, Matt Marcarell, he hasn't put up the big numbers this year. He's been struggling with some injury. He tweaked his hammy in practice a few weeks ago. But teams still have to account for him, and he ends up getting plays like that where guys have to hold him.
That's a booming kick. And it's going to die like a sand wedge. Beautiful kick by Cash Kiefer. Down inside the 10-yard line and down at the 7.
That's redemption right there for Kiefer.
Well, after losing to #1 JMU today, Richmond Spiders are going to be hungry for a win when they face the UMass Minutemen next Saturday here on CNA. Both teams have been up and down in the rankings this year, so he gets a chance to turn things around. Battle begins next Saturday, 3:30. UMass hosting Richmond. We'll be there right here on CNA.
That's going to be a big game. I'm really looking forward to that thing. Two really solid groups. Tough, hard-nosed football. Great defense. Wow.
The Richmond team has been as high as #2 on the year this year and as high as #1 in another poll. And now they've got 2 losses in the CAA. After that 43-yard punt, or I should say 48-yard punt, Thaxton gets himself a big gain of almost 9 yards on first down.
Jackson, nice run. He's a guy who can really flash, make some big plays for you. This is well blocked outside, outside zone. He's just reading it, finding his way through, finishes forward, finishes strong. He's been dealing with some shin splints where he hasn't practiced that much, but now he's back. He's getting his reps in practice, and he's really making a good cause, making a good, geez, I don't even know what I'm thinking, case for himself to get more playing time, and that's what Casey Keeler would like.
Casey Keeler would also like a timeout, so he took one here on the 2nd down and 1. This team so far has more than doubled up Maine in terms of total yards here in this first half. And yet the Black Bears still very much in this game. Hey, you take a look at their games, and Jack Cosgrove, I don't want to call it a heartbreaker necessarily at home last time out against #1 James Madison, but that game was tied at 10 early in the 4th quarter. They ended up losing 24-10. But when they tied it at 10 early in the 4th quarter, they made the call to go for an onside kick. They ended up getting penalized on it for an illegal catch. JMU got the ball at the 35-yard line. Yeah. That was the end of that. So really a case of rolling the dice and having to come up snake eyes.
Right, and they're so good against the run. JMU was trying to do what they do best, which is run the ball. It was just 2 Titans clashing all game, right down into the 4th quarter.
After the timeout, a 2nd down and 1. Thaxton, hello. Philip Thaxton takes a look at a team portrait of the Maine Black Bears.
I'll say. That is some miscommunication by the offensive line. You could see after that play, all the big nasties were up there for Delaware talking to each other like, hey, who's got him?
Hello, gentlemen.
Wow. That was
7 of you now.
That's team defense right there.
But from 2nd and 1, it moves back to a 3rd down and 6. Delaware hitting on 33% of their 3rd downs. They've had a bunch of them here in this first half. Got to get it out to the 17-yard line. Duncan trying to make someone miss. He lost the football. And Delaware got back on top of it. Robbie Agnon with the recovery of that fumble. That would have been huge. We were talking about Maine needing a takeaway. Well, that one could have turned this game around.
Oh, absolutely. Agnon does a great job of getting on this thing. Wow, that perfectly timed hit. Got his helmet right on the ball. Agnon there just right in the right place at the right time to fall on that. Good heads-up work. That would have been points for me. We talked about them not getting many turnovers this season. They only have 7 on the year. Wow, that would have been big right now.
So Agnon, the senior, former transfer from Pittsburgh, Saves his team a bit here in case Keeler's team is going to have to punt it from right at the tip of their own end zone. Timeout taken here by Maine. We told you about that wild finish. 38-31 on basically the last play of the game as James Madison knocks off Richmond today. William & Mary upsets number 4 New Hampshire. UMass gets a much-needed win on the road against Northeastern. And you got Towson over Rhode Island, Hofstra over Bucknell. I'll tell you what, if you played the over today in the CAA, you did pretty well for yourself. That twisting kick. And Whetstone makes the first man miss. They're going to have good field position here inside the Delaware 40 and down to the 39.
And that's what they like to see. That's what they like to see out of Lemire Whetstone. He hasn't had a chance to be back there returning punts the past few weeks. Troy Harris was back there for him. Guys were injured. Guys were banged up. Story of Maine's season. But now that you got Whetstone back, he's a guy, he played cornerback for 3 years for him. Now he's moved to free safety. And he's dangerous with the ball in his hands, that's for sure.
So here goes for Maine. Good field position inside the Delaware 40. They've got 2 of their timeouts left. Best starting field position for a drive so far for the Black Bears here in the first half. And Session, who's back in the ball game. Not a whole lot there. Maybe back to the line of scrimmage. That's about it. William James, who's had himself a good ball game, making the tackle for Delaware.
Yeah, that D-line is deep for Delaware, that's for sure. You got the 2 great ends in Mark Carell, Ronald Talley, but then Julian James really playing well. Brandon Gilbo, transfer from Syracuse, really playing well. They've got a solid front, just like Maine. And their D-line is so much bigger than Maine's offensive line. When you look down that row, Maine's offensive line, small by CAA standards.
And look at this. Quarterback draw, and he sold it. It's thrown down to the ground by Charles Graves with a big hit, but he made it all the way down to the 21-yard line. He's not getting up.
That's not good. That was just a thunderous hit by Charles Graves at the end of that play. The crowd, you could hear them gasp as they replayed it on the Jumbotron. Well-designed play. You see Farkas really showing his speed rather than slide.
Helmet to helmet.
Helmet to helmet there. Yeah, really showed some athleticism. This is where a coach will ask you to slide, but
and no ability to protect himself. The good news for him is that he came down at least in a fairly safe way.
Now, see, he ducked his head at contact. That's such a scary thing to see. You never want to put your head down on contact. You want to keep your eyes up and see what you're hitting. Injuries can occur when your eyes are at the ground. Now, you know, we're talking about a guy, Farkas, who's a quarterback, so he's not out there pounding people every day. You know, he's wearing a red jersey in practice. And you got a guy like Charles Grant who loves contact, relishes hitting people. That's just an unfortunate mismatch.
Michael Brusco, who you've seen as a wide receiver in this game, warming up. He's going to come into this game. And they were checking, as you saw, Farkas down on the ground for movement, and he had full movement, it looked like, the entire time. You don't want to speculate on anything in a situation like this, but he is sitting up.
And it's hard to even speculate. You don't even want to think about that sort of injury, but and it looks like his arm, I mean, he was moving his left hand, now he's holding that arm.
Let's take a listen. You saw what it looked like. Let's see what it sounded like.
Watch his left arm as well. Let's see if we can determine what happened.
That is some shot. I got to tell you, that does not look like a quarterback that's going to be coming back into this game.
No. And wow, that's just hard to even watch. You know, that's tough, hard-nosed football, but that's also very, very unfortunate.
And yet another injury for Maine, and they try to keep it going now down at the 21-yard line after that big gain, and right back to the quarterback on the run. Pick up a 7 for Michael Brusco, and late contact and a flag. Sure if that's elbow, shoulder, stinger. I'm not sure.
Well, he was moving his left hand. Now on the sideline, they're holding the back of his neck, his head. When you do have a stinger,
we have offsetting fouls, personal fouls on both teams. Those penalties wipe out offset. Result of the play, second down.
When you have a neck injury and nerves are affected, I can speak from experience that it feels like your arms are on fire. Sometimes your legs, you have numbness, you have no feeling. Let's watch these penalties here after the play, grabbing some face masks.
I think that's absolutely an answer to what just happened to his quarterback from Kenneth Fersner. And I think the officials probably did the right thing there in calling offsetting fouls. Session inside the 10, and he's got a first down now with 1:45 to go here in the first half. And another flag. More activity. I'll tell you what.
Jeez.
Now here's the thing. You played for a long time. High school, college, NFL. Somebody sends your quarterback to the sideline like that. I got to guess you're a little angry.
Well, yes, and there is a protectiveness around your quarterback. He's the guy that leads the team. But now that Maine has to put that emotion aside. Right now they're hurting themselves. They're wideouts.
Personal foul number 6 on the offense. 15 yards from the end of the run. The runner made a first down. Will mark 15 yards. It'll be 1st and 10.
Their wideouts are getting a little aggressive, blocking downfield. Those are the guys that are working with the quarterback most every day. This is their friend. This is a guy who leads them down the field and now, takes a big shot. They're just trying to answer.
Yeah, they would have been 1st and goal, though, without that penalty now, and they're 1st and 10 from the 24.
Yeah.
That changes the dynamic tremendously.
Oh, yeah.
Brusco's got a little bit of time. Looking toward back of the end zone, instead throws underneath. And Jones is down to the 10. That'll be another first down. They'll stop the clock now to move the sticks with 1:20 left to go here in the half.
That was really a neat little play. Brusco getting it done. We know he's athletic, but his ability to keep buying some additional time and then throw that ball accurately on the move. Wow, that's a really nice job.
He had only thrown one pass so far this year coming in. And now the draw. That quarterback draw is working at positive yardage down near the 7.
And this is what they like to do with him. He's a guy who comes in, they snap it to him directly, and he runs it. This is a guy who has a chance to play on special teams and hit people. That's what he likes to do. There you see Joe Biden, back of his head, walking up through the stands. Wow. A true fan of Delaware football.
Longtime senator from the state of Delaware and vice presidential candidate. Very popular man here in this state. Always has been.
Yeah. Well, that's exciting. It's exciting for me to see that. Having watched the debates and that sort of thing, I feel like I know the guy a little bit. I'm titillated right now. I kind of want to give him a wave. Hey, Joe. He gets a good seat, too.
Came in right at a timeout on the field for Maine, so they use their next to last timeout. Now he'll root his defense on it, see if he can keep him out of the end zone. I first started working out of college. I worked at a radio station here in Wilmington and worked news, so got an opportunity a number of times to talk to Joe Biden.
Yeah. Seems like a very solid man.
Yep, he is.
He's very influential. Got a good head on his shoulders, being a Blue Hen. I'm always a fan of a guy who played football, so
Second down from the 7. Banging away. Turcotte, wow. That is some kind of force forward to get almost 4 yards on a play that looked like it was going to get nothing.
That was awesome. What a run right there. Man, talk about accelerating past the point of contact. Look at this. Taking that defense for a ride. Feet accelerating. Andrew Harrison had no chance. Turcotte, 6'2", 232, going against Andrew Harrison, about 205 pounds. Turcotte really packs a punch.
Big play here. Coming up on 30 seconds left to go in the half on 3rd down and goal. They go to Turcotte. Banging his way close to the goal line. Touchdown. That is a fantastic job by Jared Turcotte, the redshirt freshman.
And he is fired up. Wow, and he just ran. That was inspiring football. Those last 2 runs right there, that's a guy who is dying to get into that end zone, knows his team needs it, and is willing to just put his body on the line and blast off. You know, his only goal was getting over that white line. He was willing to carry that entire Delaware defense with him, which is what he did.
Great push on the second down play, and then second effort running into the end zone on the 3rd down play. Now Brian Harvey extra point away from tying it up, and they do.
I'll tell you what, this Maine team right now, they're getting penalties thrown on them because they're being overly aggressive. That hit on Farkas really sparked something in this group right now. You could see a difference in the way they're playing on the field.
Now, of course, if you were looking at it a certain way, you might say that Joe Biden was not good luck for his alma mater. Just got here, and Black Bears get in the end zone.
This is just an incredible run. Finding his way, there's nothing there. And yet somehow he is just very, very powerful. Able to twist his body, get his shoulders shimmied through there. Oh, 5 guys trying to tackle him. Wow, just does a sit-up back into the end zone.
If he didn't get in, Chris Arneo was going to make sure that he did.
Yeah, he got a little help there, but I mean, he's a fiery guy. You can see this is a guy who's just a redshirt freshman. This is the first year he's had a chance to play, but he's made a lot of plays for this team. He's already taking over a leadership position on this Maine squad just by the way he's playing and the way he's firing his guys up. You know, he's a guy that's commanding respect with the way that he's dominating people physically. And that guy too, what great series for him. And now he's going to have a chance to keep it going.
Maine has really turned up the running game here in the second quarter, and that has tied this score up now. A bit of a squib kick. Delaware's going to get the football at about the 28 with 24 seconds left here in the first half. Blue Hens do have 2 timeouts left. As we said, less than 30 seconds right now until halftime. And don't forget, coming up at the half, Greg Murphy will be recapping an out-of-bounds discussion on the tougher sport, football or baseball. And Greg and John Spotlight defensive ends, Matt Marcarell and Javon Belcher. First half highlights and stats.
Come on.
Sounds to me like my partner's going to want to weigh in on that one, too.
Hey, John, it was a pretty good fight, I got to tell you. You'll see. You'll see.
Jeez.
Not that you're biased in any way, right?
That's true.
Let's see you hit a slider on the outside block.
Yeah, and I can't hit. I never played baseball because growing up next door, we'd go out and play in the field, and my neighbor was better than me. Came home and said, Mom, Danielle just hit dongs, and I did.
Let's take it down on the field of Murph.
All right, Coach, obviously a little hit and miss with the offense in the first half. What are your thoughts on that?
It's mainly the run game. You know, it's just so inconsistent. We're too many times we get negative yardage, and we can't play that way. So, you know, defensively, we've done a pretty good job. Kind of gave us a good field position. That's how they got the last touchdown. Walter Blair just tweaked the hamstring, so we might go down to 3 scholarship linebackers now. So, kind of scramble a little bit over on defense, but we'll be fine. I think you saw some things from showing off. You know, hopefully keep on getting him on the corner and making some plays downfield. But the run game, again, has been our Achilles heel. We got to get that thing going.
All right, thanks for stopping, Coach. Best of luck in the second half. Yeah, Scott back upstairs.
Yeah, it has been the Achilles heel, Murph. 15 carries, 21 yards in the first half of the Delaware running game. And Maine coming in, ends up getting a strong drive toward the end of the half after some high-flying Delaware action early in the half. And knotting this score halfway home here in Newark. And still nothing decided as these two teams are tied at 10. We'll be back with more at halftime. Delaware Stadium in just a moment.
BMW. 3 letters can say a lot, but 2 letters say it all. WG.
Experience, quality, trust. Says a lot about who you are. First choice is always great. We should all get our first choice. It's all about being at the right place at the right time.
Seconds off the Fort Washington exit of the PA Turnpike.
Being at the right location all the time. 2 letters say it all. WG.
Drive to westgermanbmw.com. Fort Washington.
And Mark Summers asking you to join the Brain Tumor Society's Race for Hope 5K on November 2nd, starting right here at the Philadelphia Museum of Art. With more than 200,000 brain tumors diagnosed each year, we need your help to find a cure. Join hundreds of families as we race for hope 9 a.m. Sunday, November 2nd, in front of the Art Museum. It's a run, it's a walk, it's a chance to give hope. Sign up at braintumorsociety.org.
Can you say freetriplescore.com 3 times fast?
Freetriplescore.com, freetriplescore.com.
Freetriplescore.com, freetriplescore.com.
What's freetriplescore.com?
Freetriplescore.com, freetriplescore.com. Why is freetriplescore.com the best place to go get my credit score?
FreeTripleScore.com gives you all 3 credit reports and scores from the 3 top bureaus. And best of all, they're free when you try Privacy Matters 1, 2, 3.
Really get all 3 for free?
Why do I need to check all 3 of my credit reports and scores?
One credit report doesn't tell you the whole story. You could have good credit on one report. And on the other 2, you could have harmful information that could keep you from getting a loan, and in some cases, keep you from getting a job.
Not knowing your credit score could be a big mistake.
I didn't know my credit score could keep me from getting a job.
Lenders look at all 3 credit reports, shouldn't I?
3 really is better than 1.
Where can I get all 3?
Where can I get all 3?
Where can I get all 3? Log on to freetriplescore.com where you can get 3 for free.
Freetriplescore.com.
Money Matters Today, weeknights at 11 on CN8, on air, online, on demand.
And welcome back, everybody, to Delaware Stadium. There you see your halftime score. The Delaware Blue Hens 10, the Black Bears of Maine 10 as well. And as you can see, it is band night here at Delaware Stadium, which makes it very interesting down here on the sidelines. But speaking of interesting, weeknights at 7 o'clock here on CN8. You know all about the Out of Bounds program. And every Monday night, it's Pro Night. We get the 4 NFL veterans together, talking sports, talking all sports, not just football. And this week, well, we threw an interesting wrinkle into the mix, if you will. You have to be a pro to be on Pro Night. Well, we brought in a professional baseball player, Chris Widger, and he was talking about, hey, which sport is tougher? Is it baseball or is it football? Take a listen.
Well, it's an interesting question because when you talk about endless practice routines, 6 weeks of spring training, 7 days a week, that's 42 practices. Plus you play 20-some games in there. You get through the season, 162 games. You might have 20 days you don't practice. So you're talking another 142 practices, which are usually about an hour and a half every day before the game. And that doesn't include your lifting and your working out and your hitting in the cage. So we put in about an 8-hour day every day of the week.
What do you think, Russ Tugger?
Chris, I went to a Yankees game a couple weeks ago. I've seen what you guys call practice. The guys standing out in the outfield, talking, shooting the bull, some guys, a little BP. Maybe we'll jog a little bit in the outfield. I mean, come on.
Right. Not right.
You know, Chris, do you know what it's like to be in December in Buffalo? It's 5 degrees out, and you have to punch a guy on your own team in the face with a broken hand?
Well,
In my mind, I wish that we could play every day like you guys did. It seems like fun, but practicing and all the meetings all day, it's horrible.
Well, no practices Monday, walk through on Friday. If you're a little sore, you don't practice on Tuesday either. If you're a superstar, you might not practice all week. Now, Montreal, April, about 20 degrees out, catching Pedro Martinez throwing about 95 to 100 miles an hour. That's an interesting day.
Baseball guys would say there is nothing like the ninth inning of a close game, while football guys can wax poetic about the 2-minute drill. Let's forget the first 8 in baseball and the first 58 in football. Last 2 minutes of a contested football game versus ninth inning of a tight baseball game. Zoe, which one is more exciting?
Are you kidding me? Down by 2, your quarterback's driving, you get it to the 35, you clock it, you run your special teams unit onto the field, you got 1 snap, 1 hold, and 1 kick to win it on the last-second field goal, and oh yeah, if you hit a foul ball, you don't have that luxury in football. He pushes it wide right, you know what? That's out of play. Let's line up, let's do it again. 16 games, each one means something. Oh yeah, and the fear of losing your job, no guaranteed contract. And here's the topper, and Woodger's going to agree with me because he looks like he could throw back a couple pops. We have tailgating in football.
Tailgating in football is definitely a good thing, although I've tailgated at many a baseball game, but that's just me. What do you think, Widge?
Well, I could tailgate once a week. 7 days a week, you might have a problem, you know what I mean? You wouldn't be able to go to watch the games. You know, it depends on what you like. If you're out there and you want to watch the one game, but out of 16, how many come down to the 2-minute drill for each team, number one? You have a pitcher that's getting 40 or 50 saves. That means you've got a guy that's out there in a close ball game 40 or 50 times, and that's not counting the games you're behind by 1 or 2 runs in the 9th inning. Every pitch means something. Every at-bat, every foul ball, every stolen base. It's a little bit more involved than, you know, taking the snap and trying to throw at the receiver down the field.
The 2 players, the pitcher and the batter, while the other guys stand there like Ross said.
Well, I'll tell you what, 4-on-1 is never fair, but certainly Chris Widger held his own. I'm sure John Ritchie's going to have a word or two about that. Special guest galore this week on Out of Bounds at 7 o'clock. Monday night, it's former Philadelphia Eagle Jeremiah Trotter. Tuesday night, Basketball Hall of Famer Jack McCallum on the show. Wednesday, Mad Football with Brian Baldinger and Chris Widger around with baseball insights all week long. So join me, tune in, and be part of the party weeknights at 7, Out of Bounds. And we have a lot more football still to play here at the University of Delaware. Your halftime score, we're all tied up at 10. It's college football right here on CNA.
CAA football, one competitive league, unparalleled facilities, enthusiastic fans, the most electric atmosphere in FCS football. More than 35 athletes on active NFL rosters. The nation's largest FCS television package. 3 national champions. CAA football. Champions play here.
Everybody remembers their first car, whether it was a hand-me-down from your father or that new luxury vehicle that just came on the market. The automobile has been a pivotal part of American history, and the Moore family of dealerships has been part of Richmond's history since its opening.
I'm Jack Moore for the Moore family of dealerships. Get more, don't settle for less. Plus, we have award-winning service with Cadillac, Hummer, Saab, and Subaru. The Moore family of dealerships, where we go the extra mile for you.
BMW. 3 letters can say a lot, but 2 letters say it all. WG.
Experience, quality, trust. That's a lot of what we are. First choice is always great. We should all get our first choice. All about being in the right place at the right time.
Seconds off the Fort Washington exit of the PA Turnpike.
Being at the right location all the time. 2 letters say it all. WG.
Drive to westgermanbmw.com. Certified pre-owned BMW retail center in Ambler.
Proactive Solution has good news if you have a difficult pimple or sudden breakout and can't find relief. Because when you order now, you'll get the exclusive refining mask free with your 3-piece kit. Just a dab, and the mask is designed to zap problems. It's fast. It's dramatic.
I put it on in the evening before I go to bed, and when I wake up in the morning, you don't have acne. That's a good feeling.
It works the fastest. It's potent. It's like my little skincare army.
Call now and order the amazing Proactive Solution to heal your acne and help prevent future breakouts. Save 50% on Proactive when you order in the next 4 minutes. Just $19.95.
For on-the-spot pimple control, I use the refining mask. Just a little dab, that's all you need.
It's a Proactive Best product, and it's part of Proactive's Best offer. Don't just dream of clear, beautiful skin. Make it real. Order Proactive now and get a free upgrade to priority shipping. Call 1-800-501-4150.
10 10 is your halftime score. Maine and Delaware all knotted up here on CN8. Welcome back to the University of Delaware. I'm Greg Murphy, CN8 at the half, and a time now to turn our attention to two players this week who are worth watching. There are spotlight players of the week. It is Matt Marcarell and Javon Belcher. Starting with Matt Marcarell of Delaware. He is one of the nation's top defensive ends and a candidate for the Buck Buchanan Award as the top defensive player in NCAA Division I FCS football. Just a junior is Matt. Last year, he earned honorable mention All-American honors by the Sports Network. And Javon Belcher, what can I say about him? He is terrific. He is one of two senior co-captains for the Maine Black Bears. Earned second-team preseason All-American honors and is in the National College Preview magazines. He is a terrific player. Bringing my colleague John Ritchie to talk about these two guys. You know, really, John, we're watching two of the best defensive ends, certainly at this level of football, and both of these guys may have a future in the NFL. Let's start with Matt. He had a solid first half. Let's talk about him.
Yeah, Matt Marcarell, he's a guy who benches a house. He runs a 4.5 in the 40. Very athletic, quick hips. You know, Casey Keeler says he could play safety or cornerback for him if he lost 15 pounds. So he can do a lot out there. They move him all over the place. I think if we're talking about going to the next level, he would be a guy who would be a tweener.
Yeah, he kind of a little bit of a tweener, but how about Javon Belcher as you take a look at what he's able to do on the field?
Javon Belcher's smaller than Matt Marcarell. He's definitely a guy who's going to be potentially a linebacker, but Marcarell in the first half, you know, he didn't have a lot of stats out there, but he's a guy you always have to account for. Has some nice moves, uses his hands well to shed blocks, and he's a guy quarterbacks always know where he is. Offensive linemen, in order to get him blocked, sometimes they end up having to hold him. As you see here, he's been held him. They threw the flag on that. As he gets healthier, he will get more productive. We hear about, what a fantastic defensive end both these guys are. Belcher was more active in the first half. He had 4 tackles. That's pretty good, you know, from the defensive end spot. He's leading the CAA in defensive line tackles. He's 5th in tackles, period. So he's flying all over the place. Both of these guys are able to, line up with their hand down or up, and they're very versatile, very explosive. Both guys have a great attitude and a great motor. You talk about Belcher. He was an outstanding 3-time All-American wrestler in high school, so he's got the never say die attitude, mano y mano out there on the mat type thing. Very inspirational player. Matt Marcarell, we would hear more about him, but he has been injured on and off throughout his entire collegiate career.
Yeah, and that's been a problem for Matt, but certainly very active in the first half. And John, I guess quickly, both of these guys are guys that the other coaches really have to game plan around as a defensive player. True?
Certainly, yeah. You have to point your slide in their direction in pass protection. You have to keep an extra back in or an extra tight end in to try to chip on them. If you don't, then that really causes some problems because they're going to be in your quarterback space all day.
Absolutely. All right, we'll watch for those guys again in the second half. John Ritchie will be back in just a couple minutes with Scott Granz with some first half highlights and some stats as well. There you see the halftime score. A beautiful night here at the University of Delaware. We're all tied up at 10. Stay with us. More football to come.
Place is the University of Maine.
Of all the schools I visited, it's the place I felt most welcome.
It's the place where I learned the skills to land an exciting job as an engineer.
It's the place we've consistently found some of our best and brightest employees.
10 years from now, I'll look back and say this is the place where it all began.
No matter what you're looking for in life, at the University of Maine, you're in a great place.
BMW. 3 letters can say a lot, but 2 letters say it all. WG.
Experience, quality, trust. Says a lot about who you are. First choice is always great. We should all get our first choice. It's all about being in the right place at the right time.
Seconds off the Fort Washington exit of the PA Turnpike.
Being at the right location all the time. 2 letters say it all. WG.
Drive to WestGermanBMW.com. Fort Washington.
When it comes to going bald, you now have a choice. Advances in medical science have resulted in the world's first and only permanent solution to hair loss.
It is your real hair. It's your natural hair. You wash it, you cut it, you swim with it.
Bosley is the world's most experienced hair restoration experts, having pioneered virtually every major advancement in the art and science of hair restoration.
I'm very satisfied, very happy with what I've done. This has got to be one of the best decisions I've made in my life, I'll tell you that.
Bosley Hair Restoration is a relatively simple outpatient procedure. The results look completely natural, and it's affordable on nearly any budget. Call the toll-free number now to receive your free, no-obligation information kit that will help you decide if hair restoration at Bosley is right for you. You don't have to accept going bald. Do something about it right now.
Call 1-800-694-6071. That's 1-800-694-6071. Call now.
It is a 10-10 ball game here at halftime in Delaware, and you definitely saw two very distinct halves of play. In the beginning of this game, Delaware did a great job of moving the ball, much like they did last week at UMass, and they ended up coming away with points. They ended up coming away with a couple things offensively. Somewhere in that second quarter, though, Maine found the ability to run the football.
Maine really surprised me in a lot of ways tonight. They're so banged up on offense, yet they're able to move the ball. We knew their defense was good. I didn't know that they were this good, though.
One of the things that we saw last week was, well, Delaware's offense really kind of bogging down because of pressure. Well, one of the things they did was they kind of shifted that pocket a little bit tonight. They got their quarterback moving.
Yeah, Robbie Shonoff is really showing how well he throws on the move tonight and his quickness and agility for being 6'6", 250 pounds. You see him finding Crosby there on a really nice touchdown. Crosby's first touchdown in college, but that's all because of the mobility of a large quarterback.
Now you got Farkas coming down the field, down 10-3. Just take a look and a listen.
Devastating hit by Charles Graves right there. Yeah, let's hope Farkas is all right.
But they keep the drive alive, and then another redshirt freshman comes up big to get him in the end zone.
Jared Turcotte, I love the way he's playing right now. That whole Maine roster is kind of playing inspired football because of their fallen quarterback, Farkas, right now. I think they're really bringing some heat. Defensively, they have been. I think offensively, you're going to see them pick it up and start pounding some people running the football.
And because of what you saw late in the half, you take a look at the first half stats, and it's very even, and it kind of goes along with the score right now at 10-10. You got a Maine team, as we said, who's been in a situation like this before. Their last game out against #1 JMU, they were in this spot before. So we'll see whether or not Delaware can find another gear here in the second half, or will Maine continue with their backup quarterback to go for the upset here in Delaware tonight.
With Private Selection Organics, you get food the way nature intended, with natural flavors, but without artificial preservatives or chemicals. And you get foods that have the USDA certified organic seal. So with Private Selection Organic, you can make smarter choices for your family with foods that taste delicious. Try Private Selection Organic Foods. Organics for everyone. Exclusively at Kroger.
Three letters can say a lot, but two letters say it all. WG.
Experience, quality, trust. That's a lot of what we are. First choice is always great. We should all get our first choice. All about being in the right place at the right time.
Seconds off the Fort Washington exit of the PA Turnpike.
Being at the right location all the time. Two letters say it all. WG.
Drive to WestGermanBMW.com. Certified pre-owned BMW retail center in Ambler.
Proactive Solution has good news if you have a difficult pimple or sudden breakout and can't find relief. Because when you order now, you'll get the exclusive refining mask free with your 3-piece kit. Just a dab, and the mask is designed to zap problems. It's fast. It's dramatic.
I put it on in the evening before I go to bed, and when I wake up in the morning, you don't have acne. That's a good feeling.
It works the fastest. It's potent. It's It's like my little skincare army.
Call now and order the amazing Proactive solution to heal your acne and help prevent future breakouts. You'll save 50% on Proactive when you order in the next 4 minutes, just $19.95.
For on-the-spot pimple control, I use the refining mask. Just a little dab, that's all you need.
It's a Proactive Best product, and it's part of Proactive's Best offer. Don't just dream of clear, beautiful skin. Make it real. Order Proactive now and get a free upgrade to priority shipping. Call 1-800-501-4150.
Today's game is brought to you by West German BMW. 2 letters say it all. WG, West German BMW. By Transamerica. Transamerica, the power of the pyramid. By Black & Decker. Powerful solutions from Black & Decker. By Mortgage Seekers. Low mortgage rates, fast service. And by Dunbar. Dunbar Armor, the most trusted name in security. And we get ready for second half action. There is Vice Presidential candidate Joe Biden, the senator from Delaware and the University of Delaware alum. That his team does a better job of finishing the deal here in the second half in a game tied at 10. Skrafsky kicking it away. Kuhn and Brown back deep to take it as Maine gets the ball first here in the second half. And it's Kuhn from the 8. Block, good turn of the corner, and you got a flag flying from every direction. Scanlon upends him over by the sideline, but this is going to end up going against Maine. Blocking in the back.
Tell you what, penalty aside, Kuhn has been running tough on those returns.
During a return, holding, number 48 on the receiving team. 10 yards from the spot of the foul. First down.
I'll tell you what, they got him for the hold, but there was also a block in the back if you take a look at it. Let's take it down on the field to Murph.
All right, guys, just had a conversation with Jack Cosgrove. First, an update on their quarterback, Adam Farkas. He's been taken to the hospital. Coach says he doesn't have much information. He thinks it's more shoulder than it is head. That is good news, but certainly we will not see him the rest of this game. As for the team, he said, hey, he was happy they were able to patch together 10 points in that first half without really having much things going on offense. He says, what we got to do now is not have dumb penalties. We've got to support our new quarterback, Michael, in there and make smart plays and smart decisions and hopefully come out on top. Guys?
Well, they're not going to have great field position to start out this first drive of the second half, but they might get a little help. Am I the only one who saw the face mask? 2-yard gain on first down.
Yeah, it was a subtle face mask. No, I tell you what, this we know that the Maine offense is going to be running the ball quite a bit this half because that's what they do when Michael Brusco's in there. We'll see if he's able to open it up and look downfield to open things up for the run with the pass. Brusco is a guy, though. He's a junior. He's been around, been in the program a little bit. So that offense is in good hands.
Second down and 8. Design, run, and pitch. That worked beautifully, and only a good play from Walter Blair kept them from getting a lot more. Saw Maine in that first half. They punted their first 2 times. They had good field position, cashed in with a field goal, but the real drive, although it was only 39 yards, was that touchdown drive right before halftime.
Yeah, you look at those numbers of yards per drive. It's really nothing spectacular, and Jack Cosgrove said that. As an offense, we have not been able to put together 80-yard drives this season. That's something we need to work on. Right now, they've lost all these tailbacks. Now their quarterback's down. This offense is just, relying on what? What do they have? They've got no basis right now or foundation.
3rd and inches, and out of the shotgun, they come back up to the line of scrimmage, which made a lot more sense, and Brusco pushes his way out to the 26 for a first down.
This Maine offense came into this season wanting to be a spread offense. Then they had receivers go down. Then they had backs go down. Then they had linemen go down. So they came in tonight thinking they'd be a little bit more conservative, handing the ball off, looking downfield for some short passes, that sort of thing. Now, new quarterback. We'll see what they do. Looks like they're going a little bit more to the option.
And that's what Brusco looks like he's comfortable running. He was the starting quarterback last season at the beginning of the year. Started the first 3 games, then the last 2 games at quarterback. This time that pitch isn't working. Good job by Grant to jump up and stuff the run and turn it back inside.
Good job by the Delaware defense playing sound football. Everyone's got their job on this option. Wow. Grant comes up. Nice play. Nice assist by Matt Marcarell. He had the quarterback and then peeled off and assisted Grant for the tackle. Good assignment football.
Well, from the 24. After that loss of a couple, 4 wide receivers to choose from now for Brusco. Wide receiver to choose from. Right back to it, and Blair, along with Grant, bring him to the ground near the 30.
Yeah, Walter Blair, nice job of plugging that up, along with Charles Grant, Tyrone Grant, excuse me. No, but now remember, Walter Blair, who made that play, watch him step up here, scrape, 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 nice play. Allows Grant to come in and help with the tackle. Walter Blair tweaked his hammy a little bit in that first half, according to KC, so he's going to have to keep that loose. I mean, they're really depleted more than ever at linebacker, and he's the guy who can play all 3 positions, so he's crucial to have out there.
You said they had 4 going into the night. Blair going down would leave him with 3. It's 3rd and a long 6. Brusco, they try to run for it. And he is very close, I think maybe a half-yard shy.
Yeah, they gave him a, wow, not a very good spot. Right there, so it's going to be 4th and short.
That was some kind of burst of speed that he got to get to that corner and trying to get the first down.
Yeah, Brusco is an athlete. This guy's a wide receiver. You know, he's playing wide receiver, ends up finishing forward. Nice job. Just not a favorable spot for Maine. Now they'll have to punt it away and give Delaware reasonably good field position to start this half.
Don't forget, Brusco is the up man here in this punt formation, so you got to be careful. But they will punt it. And Kiefer gets another big one away. That's Aaron Love making a miss. And out to the 25-yard line. That's where Delaware will start out for their first possession of the second half.
You brought up a good point with Brusco being the personal protector. I would expect some fake to occur tonight because Maine's going to need to pull out all the stops. But look for those fakes between the 40s. That's normally where you're going to see them.
And once again, you got a tie ball game. You're playing Delaware to a standstill on their field. The last thing you want to do is give Robbie Schoenoff the short field to work with.
Right.
See the numbers he had in the first half, they were good. You think about all the struggles he had against that pressure last week at UMass. It's looked like a different quarterback. Back to the ground, and Smith, who had a very slow first half, gets himself a little bit more than 3 yards out to the 28 before he's hit by Brandon McLaughlin. Here's how Delaware looked in the first half. A field goal, a missed field goal. And a 70-yard drive for the touchdown, the 33-yard pass from Schoenoff to Tommy Crosby.
Right. And now in the first half, Schoenoff has more than quadrupled his offensive output from last week against UMass.
Second down and play action. Schoenoff throwing complete. Got it to Johnson up near midfield for a Delaware first down.
Johnson. No, this is a great job by Schoenoff. Once again, moving the pocket, throwing on the move so well. That's an accurate pass. Johnson just snatches that out of the air. He's got a lot of talent. That's the first catch of the night, but this is a guy, you can put the ball anywhere, and Martwan Johnson's going to catch it. In high school, he high jumped 6'11". Now, he's a big guy to begin with. He's 6'3", 215, but he's got some speed. You know, I really like the way this guy catches the ball. Now, Schoenoff.
He's down on one knee and talking to coaches, and it looks like training staff as well. And Lou Ritaco, redshirt freshman out of Nutley, New Jersey, who has thrown 2 passes so far this year, is getting himself ready in a big-time hurry.
This is, I didn't see anything.
Nor did I.
Well, he's got his arm all taped up. There, the trainer was kind of looking at that arm.
Lou Taco comes on now. And we got a battle of the backups, at least for the time being. Delaware just shy of the midfield stripe. First down, 10 yards to go in a tie game. Oh, they're bringing the house. And Duncan didn't get the block he needed. Tommy Crosby fanned on the block that may have made that a very big game.
Had Tommy Crosby just been able to latch on, that could have gone for 6. Duncan, we know that he can make big plays. He's got the speed and the moves. But, Tommy Crosby, that's going to be one in film sessions where he gets just reamed out by the coaches.
That was it.
Did you see he had his head down? He lunged with his head down rather than just approach the guy under control and grab some cloth. Keep your hands inside, grab some cloth. You can control them, move them around wherever you want. Never want to lead with your head.
Well, back into the game is showing off. He missed just one play. Throwing from the back foot and throwing it away. He was backpedaling the entire time with pressure coming.
That was unusual. That he was out for a play. Now he's back. I wonder what went on the sideline.
Well, guys, I can fill you in on that. Robbie Showinoff came over to the sideline. Apparently, he had the wind knocked out of him, but once you go down to the knee and that whistle blows, kind of sit out for a play. So, doctors took a look at him and right back in the game. So, good news for Delaware.
That's a nasty feeling. You ever had the wind knocked out of you?
Once.
Oh, jeez.
Not a lot of fun.
No.
Stepping up into the pocket, Agnon, his tight end, is there and makes the catch for first down yardage inside the 40.
That was a super catch right there by Agnon. We know that he's been Showinoff's kind of most reliable guy up to this point. He's a guy that Showinoff has been looking for. That was a nice job of looking off the coverage. Not a great pass. Agnon just gets down there, digs that ball off the ground with his hands. And he's a guy, his receiving skills are such that as they're doing now, they'll split him out. He's lining up as a wide receiver now.
Methodical drive to start this second half for Delaware. But they're executing right now. Not that time. And Piricello is the guy who ends up getting the sack. Now, it's a Delaware team coming into the game tied for the fewest sacks allowed in the CAA. That's only the 4th sack they've allowed this year.
Right, and I think a lot of that has to do with Showinoff's ability to escape. You see him stepping up. Nice job there. But Piricello comes off the block of freshman Rob McDowell. Piricello, nice play there. He's a good inside guy. He's a senior. He started all 11 games last year. He's got a good feel for this game.
The thing that Maine has always done is sack the quarterback. Top 15 nationally the last 2 years in that category. And here comes another one. No, he got rid of it just in time. Mark Masterson, the linebacker, had Showinoff in his hands, but Showinoff did a good job of getting rid of the ball and not taking the loss.
It looks to me like Maine went in at halftime and said, you know what, guys, we're going to start twisting guys up front. We're going to bring our backers and cross-dog them, try to confuse that Delaware offense. They drew some stuff up on the board. They're bringing more exotics right now. Delaware's offensive line is confused. They're not getting the same protection that they did in the first half. And you see right there, Showinoff takes a sack the play before, just barely gets that one off in time.
3 out of 8 on 3rd down for the night. More blitz pressure coming. They pick it up this time, and Showinoff throws a rifle shot. Johnson's got a first down and more.
And they're going to tack on a face mask to the end of that, too. Wow. That was a beautiful pass from Showinoff. He's really thrown the ball well tonight. But back to Martwan Johnson. 2 big catches this half after a quiet first half. That was a clutch 3rd down throw and catch right there. Great run after the catch.
And you're going half the distance to the goal from the end of this play because of that face mask that we saw. They're going to have the football down at about the 9-yard line.
foul, face mask. Number 22 on the defense. Half the distance from the end of the run. First down.
Watch Lionel Nixon Jr. at the end of this play. Oh, actually, they should have called it on Wasson.
Yep. There it is right there.
Trying to bring it down any way he can. Got a little hold of that face mask. That'll cost you. But Delaware tonight really having success passing the ball and looking downfield.
I thought that the play had stopped at the 18-yard line. As it turned out, it stopped at the 14-yard line. So they are at the 7 now. First down and goal. Trying to get in and break this 10 all time. Showing off. Got Duncan, and it's knocked away and picked off. Wasson has an escort and runs right over Smith. They are going wild over on that Maine sideline. Big time red zone mistake, and Wasson steps in for his first pick of the year.
You said knocked down by Wasson. I thought that was knocked down too. That thing was zinging in there. Great job of going up and grabbing that thing. Wasson now becomes the fullback on the sideline, running over Jonathan Smith. Oh, great job of dropping to that zone area.
He had the point of the football in his hand. That's all he had as he was coming back down. You can see it.
Yeah, very, very athletic grab right there.
So now, you're out at the 37-yard line. You just dodged a major bullet. And now the momentum turns again in this game.
Yeah, Delaware came out, just drove right down the field, passing it all over him. Got nothing out of it.
It's a backbreaker of a mistake. Inbounding ahead is Brown, the freshman, out across the 40.
Wasson got the Mohawk working. Mohawk power right there. I tell you, this is you like when you see a linebacker with a Mohawk, because that means he has no regard for anything. You know, his body, his appearance, nothing. He's going to go out there and get all dirty and nasty, and he just doesn't care. He just wants to hit people. You know, he's a prototypical middle linebacker. They take him out in nickel and dime, you know, and bring safeties or cornerbacks in. Right there, he showed, hey, maybe, hey, coach, maybe keep me in those passing situations.
No regard for anything. Brown gets hit this time, and Harrison's there to close the hole after a short 1-yard pickup. Third down coming up. Brown, North Brunswick, New Jersey, not too far from here. 1,900 yards rushing last year.
They're going to be play actioning here, you would assume. In an I backfield set. Got 2 wide outs, a tight end, 2 backs in the I, but they're changing things up. Like a vanilla defense by Delaware, and it is a play action.
And the play action is successful on the completion and the first down. Another big play by Turcotte.
You gotta love it. You got your fullback out of the eye, released into the flat for a first down. Man, watch Turcotte. Good job of avoiding, coming out. You know, they were bringing pressure off the edge. That's what allowed that flat to be open. Did a good job of getting his head around, getting that first down.
Unbiased analysis from former NFL fullback John Ritchie.
Well, there's no fullbacks anymore. You know, I gotta take what I can get. You see some good fullback play, and it really gets your motor running.
They're at the 48 now. Brusco's hit on both of his passes and right back to the ground as Harrison holds on for dear life with Brown hitting the line of scrimmage. And a pickup of about 3 as he crosses the stripe into Delaware territory.
Now Maine is marching.
They're fired up right now.
I'll tell you what, yeah, it's carrying over from the end of that first half.
And the big interception that got him the ball back and kept Delaware out of the end zone. Maybe a yard there for Brown down to the 48.
And what they're doing now, they're not coming from the shotgun. They're not split backs. They're not one back. They're just going with 2 wideouts, a tight end, and having backs, having 2 backs in the backfield. Just a standard pro set out of an eye, broken eye. You got a fullback in front of the halfback, or you got a fullback offset. Now, of course, it's third and long, so you take your fullback, and now he's a pass protector, and you go with 4 wides.
Third down at 6. Play action again. Open receiver again. At first down again. Kenneth Ferzer had to really stretch out for that one at the 40-yard line, but he brings it in for his first catch of the night.
This offense is moving the ball really efficiently and effectively right now. Moving the pocket with a guy who is skillful with the ball in his hands makes him a threat to run the ball. That defenders aren't sure. You know, do I come up and support the run? Do I stay on my receiver? You know, right now they've got Delaware on their heels.
Backup quarterback who's 3 for 3 for 28 yards and a couple of big throws on this drive. At the Delaware 40. And head down, pounding ahead is Derek Session. He got a couple.
That could have been a bigger play right there. Watching the fullback, Turcotte, young guy, had some nice runs in the first half. Looks more comfortable with the ball in his hand than blocking. Right there, that's a power play. All he had to do was bounce that around outside and hook that linebacker. They could have gone for 20. Instead, he tried to jam it up inside. His tailback followed him, and as a result, they gained 1.5 yards.
Second down. Trying to find a block. Blair says nope. And the help arrives after a pickup of 1.5 yards, maybe 2. So it's going to be another third down now coming up for Maine.
Wow, deja vu. This is like every other, progression of plays they've had. First down, short gain. Second down, short gain. Third down, play action, make a pass, get a first down by 1 yard. We'll see if they stick to that formula here.
On the year, the Black Bears only 28%, but tonight they're 5 for 10 on third down.
Progression of plays they've had. First down, short gain. Second down, short gain. Third down, play action, make a pass, get a first down by 1 yard. We'll see if they stick to that formula here.
On the year, the Black Bears only 28%, but tonight they're 5 for 10 on third down. Big play trying to keep this drive going because they're not in field goal range yet. And it's the draw. And the quarterback draw is not going to get him enough. Well shy of it, down near the 33-yard line. And now the question is, are you in field goal range? As Brandon Gilbro made the play and saved a first down.
Man, look at that guy. Brandon Gilbro, he just looks the part, doesn't he? He's a transfer in from Notre Dame. Transfer in from Syracuse. I'm thinking Ronald Towsey transfer from Notre Dame. Gilbo from Syracuse. Moved from defensive end to defensive tackle. Really plugging that up on the inside.
Here they go, going for it on fourth down. They need 4. Got to get the ball to the 30-yard line with a blitz coming. Oh, look at this, a pooch kick. Can they get down to cover it in time? They did. And it's going to be inside the 1-yard line.
Amazing.
Oh, man.
Amazing call right there. Fantastic punt.
So Brusco gets it done. Jones covering it downfield, and Delaware's got a long field.
You got stuff, we got solutions. We're Smart Box. You got stuff, you want it moved from here to there. You got stuff, you want it stored somewhere. You can make a smart move with 1 box or 2. It's so easy for you to do. You got stuff, we got solutions. We're Smart Box.
We've heard a lot of talk about change this year. The question is, change to what? To me, change is a government that doesn't let banks and oil companies rip off the American people. Change is when we finally fix healthcare instead of just talking about it. Change is giving tax breaks to middle-class families instead of companies that send jobs overseas. Change is a president who brings people together. I'm Barack Obama, and I approve this message because this year, change has to be more than a slogan.
I'm Christopher Naughton, and every week on the American Law Journal, we give you the law that impacts your life.
Frivolous lawsuits has gone down.
I hate to disagree with you, Governor. This is when the Constitution gets a gut check.
10 apiece, and there's your guy, wide receiver, backup quarterback, part-time punter. And he just buried Delaware down inside their own 2-yard line.
Really nice drive for him. And you know why? You look at his forehead and you can tell.
Yep.
He's got the overdeveloped supraorbital torus. He's got the brow ridge that Neanderthal man had, that all great athletes possess.
Not talking about yourself here, are you?
No, I'm just saying. You look around college football, you look around the NFL, all the greats have that brow ridge.
For those of you who don't remember what John Ritchie looks like, you merely only have to picture it in your head now.
Yeah.
From the 2. Oh, close to knocking him back into the end zone. And really no gain on the play for Jonathan Smith. That was close.
Yeah, shooting through. The Maine defense did a great job there. Jonathan Smith, he's so big and tall and strong, he's able to fall forward and gain a yard out of a play that was poorly blocked.
I got to give the Black Bears all kinds of credit right now. They still have Delaware back on their heels. We're almost done 3 quarters. And Smith straight ahead, just trying to buy a little room. He got himself 2.
Yeah, the whole goal, if you're on offense right here, backed up with your backs to the goal line, is you want to get that first down. Right now, you know, you're in a passing situation, and to get that first down, you're not going to run it against that stacked defense of Maine and get that first down. So look for Delaware to be passing it with a max protection or some sort of rollout here. That is, if they run a play before the end of the quarter. And I don't think they are, Scott.
Everybody's going to take a long trot down to the other side of the field, and Delaware's going to figure out what to do with this 3rd down and 8. But it has become a game of field position, and one major mistake by Delaware as Maine gets an interception in the shadow of their own goal line. That keeps everybody off the board in the 3rd. So we've got 15 minutes left here in Newark, Delaware. The score remains the same, knotted up at 10.
It's the one event. It's the one deal that can't be beat. It's your Quality Plus Ford dealer's 0% event. Now you can get a new Ford F-150 with 0% financing for 72 months. That's 0% for 6 years. Or you could choose up to $7,500 cash back on America's best-selling truck. 0% financing or up to $7,500 cash back. Chevy, Toyota, and Dodge don't have an offer like this. The 0% event, only at your Quality Plus Ford dealer.
Venuto's, real Italian pizza that tastes real good. Our old world handcrafted pies are made with the finest ingredients and lots of cheese. Real pizza from our authentic Italian family recipes. Sandwich lovers, try one of Venuto's new specialty sandwiches like hot roast beef, chicken, or classic Italian meatball. We've got calzones and salads too. When you want lunch or dinner, you want Venuto's.
Venuto's, real Italian pizza that tastes real good.
If you want action, adventure, comedy, and romance, then you need Friday Night Flicks. Every Friday at 9, only on CN8. Presented by Impact.
Big crowd here at Delaware, and they have been surprised by what's happened here as Maine has come back from 7 down and came up with a big interception that you saw a moment ago. Now, big 3rd down for the Blue Hens, and Smith is bottled up. So Delaware is going to have to punt this ball out of their own end zone.
And I'm really surprised at that play call right there. They're very conservative, not trying to pass that thing out of the end zone. Maine's got great field position coming up.
Mayor Whetstone's going to have an opportunity to put his team right on a doorstep here. And Stuart Kenworthy's got to do a good job of getting rid of this quickly and getting as much on it as he can. In fact, they're going to put 2 men back now in an attempt to field this punt. It's a boomer. He did what he had to do. And the fair catch called for. That's about as well as you're going to be able to do in that situation. We're talking about a 44-yard kick with no return. So Kenworthy saves his team. But Maine will start out in Delaware territory.
Oh, no. Ouch.
They need Get a Grip, the remarkable new handle that attaches in seconds with no tools to any smooth surface. And it's so strong. Watch how strong. We made a utility ladder on this yacht, and it easily holds this full-grown man. Wow, that's strong. Here's how it works. Just place the Get a Grip handle on any clean, smooth surface. Then click the Get a Grip switch, and it's instantly locked and secure. Just lift and unlock the switch to release, making it easy to adjust to the perfect position. Getting in and out of the tub has never been more comfortable, and hopping in and out of the shower couldn't be easier. And for those tired backs, sitting and standing's a breeze. It even makes a great access handle for boats and RVs. Use it anywhere you need temporary assistance. Drilling can damage expensive tile, but Get a Grip snaps right on. And since Get a Grip is as easy to remove as it is to install, you can take it everywhere. Use when visiting and in hotels. Even lift a glass tabletop for easy cleaning. Order Get a Grip for just 2 payments of $9.99. But if you call right now, we'll double your order. Just pay separate shipping and handling. Keep one for yourself and give one to someone you care about.
Now I feel safe and confident getting in and out of the shower.
That's 2 Get a Grip handles for just 2 easy payments of $9.99. And that's not all. Get a Grip comes with a full money-back guarantee. If you're not completely satisfied, return them for a full refund of the purchase price. Order today and get both. That's 2 Get a Grip handles for just 2 easy payments of $9.99. But you have to call now.
To order by credit card, call 1-800-552-1406. 1-800-552-1406. But call now. We're giving away a bonus second Get a Grip free with today's orders. So call 1-800-552-1406. That's 1-800-552-1406.
We said coming in, this could end up being a defensive type ball game, and you got a 10-10 game now, and Maine will take the ball over inside the midfield stripe. First down and 10. Black Bears have almost 100 yards rushing more than Delaware, but now at the throw, right up on the back was Grant, but he was making a play for the football. Going over the top of Landis Williams, so no flag.
Nice play by Tyrone Grant. Landis Williams had position. He was open, but this ball, you'll watch the way it comes off his hand. It's fluttering a little bit. Does not get there in time. Allows Grant a little bit, a couple extra steps on that break. Great defensive play right there. But the ball could have been thrown better.
An own setback now is Turcotte. He has been the hard yardage guy for Maine here in this one. Running with a lot of authority. And banging his way again, this time only getting a couple down to the 47.
You know what, that fire and that energy that you saw from Maine's offense at the end of that first half, after Farkas went down at the beginning of the second half, I'm not seeing it quite the same right now. And you can look at that guy, number 45, and you can sense it. He was yelling, he was jumping around, running through, over, around people. Now it's kind of subdued. They need to somehow reclaim that fire if Maine's going to have a chance to move the ball right now.
It's third down. They've got to get it to the 39-yard line. 4-man rush. And a screen. Ball's incomplete. The Maine sideline wanted to see if they'd get interference on Andrew Harrison, who basically tackled the receiver, but that came as the ball was already by.
Andrew Harrison right where he needed to be on that play. Chalk it up to good defense by Delaware. Now they're getting the ball back. And you got a dangerous return man back there in Aaron Love. And now you see you got Brusco out there. He's the personal protector. Right now, we're between the 40s. You know?
Think you see it here?
Risky time for a fake, but it could happen. But it doesn't.
No, it doesn't. It's going to be a booming kick, and wow. Fair catch down at the 8-yard line by Love. So Delaware, for the second straight possession, is going to be starting out deep in their own territory with just 13-14 left to go. CAA football, one competitive league. Unparalleled facilities, enthusiastic fans, the most electric atmosphere in FCS football. 4 National Coaches of the Year, 6 Walter Payton Award winners, 3 National Champions. CAA football, champions play here.
And Mark Summers asking you to join the Brain Tumor Society's Race for Hope 5K on November 2nd, starting right here at the Philadelphia Museum of Art. With more than 200,000 brain tumors diagnosed each year, we need your help to find a cure. Join hundreds of families as we race for hope 9 a.m. Sunday, November 2nd, in front of the Art Museum. It's a run, it's a walk, it's a chance to give hope. Sign up at braintumorsociety.org.
Sunday on CN8. From the Middle East to North Korea, we examine the upcoming foreign policy challenges facing our next president. Voice of Reason, Sunday at 9:30 on CN8, the Comcast network.
They say the object of this game is to move that thing down the field and figure out a way to get it over the goal line. We haven't seen a whole lot of that here in the second half. In fact, no scoring here in the second half. It's also tougher to do when you've got to move the ball a really long way to do it. Last time Delaware started out at their own 2. This time they start out at their own 8. First down at 10. Showing off. Maybe opening it up a little bit here. Or perhaps not.
Wow, they're very conservative right now. And you're talking about the field position battle. Statistically speaking, you are bound to fail on an offensive drive if you start behind your own 30-yard line.
I'll take a look. Delaware's average start has been their own 21, and Maine from their own 40.
That's a difference maker right there.
Here's a quick throw out to Duncan. Look out. A lot of speed to the outside, and it was only McLaughlin that kept him going from an awful lot farther. But he gets it out to the 25 and moves the sticks on a night where he's already put himself in the top 10 all-time receptions here at Delaware. This is his 9th catch of the night.
Quick screen out there. Nice job blocking by Martwan Johnson. That's what sprung him. You see the block right there. Nice stiff arm at the end of the run. Really making things happen.
It's 120 catches for his career. Love was the man in the backfield, and off play action, they find Johnson. Pretty move. And now the ball is loose, and guess who's got it? The hit from Belcher, the recovery from Masterson. And Maine's got the football inside the Delaware 30.
Huge swing right there. Watch this replay right here. Nice throw, nice catch. Trying to do a little bit too much right here. Had he gotten upfield, you would avoid all this garbage and trash. Wow, beautiful hit. That's a player, Jovan Belcher, making plays out of hustle. I mean, flying around, making big plays. The ball's recovered by Masterson, but that's all Jovan Belcher. Just a clinic on how to pursue the football.
This is the 4th drive that Maine has had starting in Delaware territory. They've got to cash in now. Brusco throwing down the sideline. And it's incomplete, but guess what? You got face guarding and an interference call coming against Harrison. The linebacker forced into coverage down the sideline. Pass interference against Delaware is going to put Maine knocking on the door.
Casey Keeler just very frustrated.
Pass interference, number 40 on the defense. Half the distance from the original line of scrimmage. First down.
Yeah, he's really not a well-thrown ball, but You can't get in a guy's face. You have to be looking for the ball. I mean, Harrison, that's a foot race right there that he was losing to Derek Session.
Now that
tried
ball
to recover, but
well, that ball is not. It's the yardage of the penalty. That ball's not put on the one. So in reality, maybe not a bad penalty if he thought he was going to get beat. Now the pitch to the outside, and they are inside the 10 now. As Session gets knocked out by Graves, down at about the 5.
Brusco doing a great job with this nearly illegal pitch. I mean, that's the way he does it. He gets out there, holds the ball to the very last possible second before he pitches it out accurately to Derek Session, who, big chunk of yardage on first down right there.
Watch out for man coverage on Williams by himself. Out there up on the top. It's Fred Andrew with him out on an island by himself.
Yeah, you got to have a lot of confidence in Fred Andrew to put him out there on that island. Dennis Williams, really good flat out.
Instead, it's an option. Fake pitch and a touchdown. Brusco, a great job of showing the football and waltzing into the end zone to put Maine on top.
That is a guy in Brusco who just refuses to lose. Tough-minded player, athlete, football player. Great fake right there. Ronald Talley, they played off of him, did what he could do, but fantastic ball handling by Brusco for that touchdown. Wow.
That Cosgrove and Rob Smith, his defensive coordinator, going over what's coming next, because now they're going to be protecting a lead. A 7-point lead. They use the turnover and turn it into points. We talked earlier in the night, John, about the fact that Maine was probably going to need something like that to give themselves a short field and a chance to score. Well, they got it. Just 2 plays and 28 yards.
You're right. Short field, that's the key to a game. Getting the ball back for your offense. The Maine's defense has been playing so well all day. Now their offense doing their part. Just athletic, well thought out, great call. Delaware, they've been practicing against a different offense than what they're seeing right now.
Let's take it down to Murph.
Well, guys, obviously with a very special guest, Senator Joe Biden is here. The #1 Delaware fan, I guess, at this point. Are you enjoying the game?
I'm a great Delaware fan. I'm not enjoying it right now. We're down 7, and we got 11 minutes to go, but I think we're going to pull this out. We got a hell of a team. We've played a lot of close games this year and against some top schools, and we need this win.
Senator, the guys up in the booth talked earlier about your football career here. It was quite distinguished for, what, a year, right?
No, it wasn't all that distinguished at all. But I loved it. I was Tubby Raymond, who's now in the Hall of Fame, as you know, was my backfield coach, and he saw me down. He came down, gave me a hug, and he said, Joe, he said, you win the vice presidency, we retire your jersey. So there's more than one way to become a great football player.
Isn't that a thrill? You get the vice presidency and get your retired jersey here at Delaware.
It's great to be here.
Well, certainly good luck in the next 3 weeks.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it a bunch.
Appreciate it, too. Thank you. Senator Joe Biden.
Well, there he is. Somebody who is very clearly on the national stage, front and center right now over the course of these next 4 weeks, and very possibly beyond that. And he knows that at the end of the rainbow potentially is not only the vice presidency of the United States of America, but the retired blue and gold jersey.
That was a great interview.
It was. Right now, what they need is good field position, and they need some kind of spark out of their offense. It's been a long time since Delaware has done anything offensively.
Yeah, now's the time. Fourth quarter, this is crunch time. It's a much maligned offense this season. You got people chattering about, hey, should we keep him in? Should we pull him out? That kind of thing. They've been shuffled around on offense, not just players, but the coaching staff as well. This Delaware offense, all of the assistant coaches have been shuffled except for the O-line coach. So it's a whole new look, and they're struggling to come to grips with who's going to make plays.
The 29-yard line. Love in motion. They got to get him the ball somehow to make something happen. In this case, it gets strung out, and again, Wasson was right there turning it upfield.
And that's that jet sweep where they bring the slot in motion. Aaron Love, you know, he can do all kinds of great things with the ball in his hand, but when the blocking is not there and you're outflanked by a defense, not a whole lot of good comes out of that.
This Maine team has won 6 straight games when the opponent scores 17 points or less. Not a lot of room. Got to tuck it, trying to get away. And it'll be a net loss on the play, as Schoenhoff had to dance out of bounds with Jordan Stevens literally right on his heels.
Nothing going downfield. Good coverage. Jordan Stevens works off the block. You got Belcher and Stevens coming after you. Not a good position to be in as a quarterback. Last week, Schoenhoff ended up having to throw a lot of balls away. He hung on to that one and took a loss.
We talked about that in our open tonight, how that kind of pressure from those two guys could end up causing some problems. Remember, this is a Delaware team that has not scored now in this game since halfway through the second quarter. Scored a touchdown at the 8-minute mark. Schoenhoff, a lot of pressure coming again. This time throw it complete. Love just literally sat down at the 40-yard line and moves the sticks.
That's a veteran wideout right there. Got just enough for the first down. Maine went with a 3-down lineman look in that nickel package, so they weren't bringing a lot of pressure. Schoenhoff flushed the pocket. Look at Aaron Love sitting it down right where he needs to be, knows where that first down marker is, gets just enough to keep the drive alive.
That kind of receiver is a quarterback's friend.
That's a big play. That's a big play by a receiver working for his quarterback. They need more of that in Delaware's offense, especially right now.
So it's at the 40. Schoenhoff trying to find a rhythm and finds Crosby, who caught the touchdown earlier. This time the yardage going to get out to about the 47.
Nice throw and catch. I was down there on the field in warm-ups. Crosby is gigantic. I mean, he looks like he's 6'7", 6'8". I don't even know. Looks like a basketball player out there. Big target, easy to hit.
Listed at 6'5", moves very smoothly, as we saw on the touchdown in the second quarter. Second down and 3. Blitz coming. And Schoenhoff, almost a terrific catch, but it falls incomplete. It was Agnon who was basically reaching out with one hand across the midfield stripe to try to bring that in.
I'm not sure Agnon saw this ball released. Just kind of, it wasn't the most accurate throw. Wasn't able to get his hands up. When you're ready for a ball, you have your hands in a catching position. You don't have them down by your sides. I think that ball got in on him a little quickly.
It's not so late. There's still 9:15 left to go, but a pretty big third down now as Delaware tries to keep this going. The throw, the completion. This time it was there for Agnon, and it's a first down for Delaware down at the 46-yard line of Maine.
The go-to guy. Agnon had their only touchdown reception last week. Timing route, gets down, gets enough for the first. This guy is athletic and skillful for a tight end. You know, he was an All-American preseason. Second team coming in and showing why right there. He just blocks well, catches the ball well, can do a lot for this offense.
First down. And the throw is picked off. McMillan stepping in front of the throw to the sideline, and another big mistake for the Blue Hens. Their third turnover of the night. And right now, with 8:40 to go, Maine controls this football game.
So uncharacteristic to see this Maine team rising up and creating turnovers. We know that they're solid defensively, but they haven't made these big plays like this. That's a great throw if you're throwing to a Maine defender, and his name's McMillan. Look at that thing coming out. It's a rocket, but wait a second. He's covered, completely covered. Poor read by Schoenhoff on that play right there.
So now you've got a team that's run the ball very well, and you would expect them to keep it on the ground as much as they can to use up some clock with this 7-point lead. Turcotte thrown down by James after a loss of about a yard.
And there's not much there Delaware knows that Maine's going to be running it. They got 9 guys smashed up there in the box, looking like they're in a short yardage defense. So Maine's going to have to get creative here. Rather than beat their head against the wall, they're going to have to get creative. Play action will work well here. Play action has worked very well all night for them.
Look at that, 130 to 26 rushing yards. And Delaware has all but abandoned the running game here in the second half. They used it down near their own goal line to try to buy some space, but when they've been in the middle of the field, they've exclusively thrown the ball.
And that's a credit to Maine's defense, the way they've been stopping that run.
They run the clock down. And now the throw. Oh, look at Turcotte. He took some kind of hit in the back from Mark Arell as he went out of bounds at the 49-yard line. But that is a pickup of about 7 yards, and it makes it a more manageable third down.
That was a tough-looking reception right there. Play action. Listen to this hit. Just runs over Charles Graves, the guy that delivered the hit to his quarterback in the first half. Great job by a fullback. Not a great job of staying in bounds. The clock, stopped when he went out of bounds. That's not what you want.
Oh, it is running again now, and I'll tell you what, he's only got 5 on the play clock. Big third down here. Play clock winding down. Brusco gets it off in time, and he's looking to throw. Got a man. If the throw's there, it is first down and more. Inside the 20 is Williams. I think Brusco likes rolling out to his right to throw the football.
Well, if you're right-handed quarterback, that's the obvious choice. But that was a beautiful throw. We've seen some wobble on his earlier passes. This play action, he's rolling out, getting a really nice block, an isolation block right there by Derek Buttles, his tight end. Buys him some time. Thrown well. Huge play.
It's at the 18, first down for Maine after a 31-yard pickup. So now they use time, and they may score again, turning this into a 2-score game. Hard running by Derek Session down inside the 14. Brian Brown on the tackle. But we are now under 7 minutes left to go.
These are 2 running backs right here. Jared Turcotte, Derek Session, who were fullbacks. They call them H-backs at Maine, but remember, these are big guys. Bigger guys like this carrying the ball a number of times in a game. That's going to wear the defense down to where, they're not going to go down right away, and they're going to bang you up, tire you out a little bit more. I think we're seeing a little bit of that in some of these missed tackles by Delaware.
Good use of this play clock right now as it winds down toward 5. And you see the game clock just continuing to tick the time away. That's time that Delaware desperately needs. I said it was good use. It goes past good use if you get called for delay of game.
Prior snap, delay of game, number 15 on the offense. 5 yards from the original line of scrimmage. Second down.
From good use to abuse of the play clock there. Yeah, that hurts.
Well, in 2 ways. First of all, the biggest thing right now is you want to see if you can get yourself another first down to keep this thing going. Brusco 109 yards in total offense. He was a receiver earlier in the game and then came in, if you joined us late, when Adam Farkas went down with an injury. And Blair wrapping up Brusco at about the 17-yard line. Clock continuing to move with 5:40 left to go.
Tried to keep it, did Brusco. Walter Blair, playing with that tweaked hammy that we mentioned, is just making a lot of plays right now. He's the only linebacker in there who can play all 3 spots, and it looks right now like he's playing all 3 at the same time. He's taking this defense on his shoulders and single-handedly making a lot of these stops.
I got to tell you, for all the injuries that they've suffered, plus losing their starting quarterback tonight, I got to give this Maine team a lot of credit.
Oh, absolutely. Their defense kept them in it early. Now Brusco's keeping them in it late and really putting some points up there.
And they call for a timeout to try to avoid what would have been another delay of game call.
Prior to snap, delay of game.
Nope, they didn't get it off. Delay of game.
5 yards
So instead of a third down and long 8, short 9, now you move it 5 yards further back. And guess what? You're getting a little bit longer on a potential field goal attempt here, too.
Right. They could be piddling this possibility of points away right now with these delay of games. You got Brusco. He's doing a great job running the offense, except when it comes to the play clock. He's the backup quarterback, gets much fewer reps in practice, and when he's normally in there at quarterback, they're going to run it. Snap it to him, let him run.
I'm Delaware. I blitz him right now.
Looks like they're not.
Talley fighting off a block, and Brusco staying on his feet. And he may have just saved a field goal attempt. As he gets it down to the 14-yard line, Harrison finally brings him down. Looked like Talley was going to have him for a loss of 2 or 3 yards, and a field goal attempt might have gotten very dicey.
And this is just something out of nothing right here. Breaking tackles, spinning off. Very strong run when they need it most. This makes a field goal much more manageable.
It's going to be a 31-yard attempt for Brian Harvey.
He's 4 of 9 on the season, so he has missed a couple in crucial times.
Big one right here to make it a 2-score game. And he got it. Drilling it through, the freshman hits. And now Delaware will have to score twice. They've only got 3:42 left to go. Tell you what, you get a team with a lot of kids playing, freshmen and redshirt freshmen alike. You lose your starting quarterback after losing most of your team to injury. And yet your head coach is staring down a win just 3:42 away.
Can you say freetriplescore.com 3 times fast?
Freetriplescore.com, freetriplescore.com. Freetriplescore.com, freetriplescore.com. What's freetriplescore.com?
Freetriplescore.com, freetriplescore.com. Why is freetriplescore.com the best place to go get my credit score?
Freetriplescore.com gives you all 3 credit reports and scores from the 3 top bureaus. And best of all, they're free when you try Privacy Matters 1, 2, 3.
Really get all 3 for free?
Why do I need to check all 3 of my credit reports and scores?
One credit report doesn't tell you the whole story. You could have good credit on one report. And on the other 2, you could have harmful information that could keep you from getting a loan, and in some cases, keep you from getting a job.
Not knowing your credit score could be a big mistake.
I didn't know my credit score could keep me from getting a job.
Lenders look at all 3 credit reports, shouldn't I?
3 really is better than 1.
Where can I get all 3?
Where can I get all 3?
Where can I get all 3? Log on to freetriplescore.com where you can get 3 for free.
Freetriplescore.com.
If you want action, adventure, comedy, and romance, then you need Friday Night Flicks. Every Friday at 9, only on CN8. Presented by Impact.
Michael Brusco never knows if he's going to be a wide receiver or a quarterback on a given day. Tonight he's been both and a putter as well. He's got his team 10 points up with 3:42 left to go on this one. Delaware's going to have to find another gear and quick. They haven't scored since back at the 8-minute mark of the second quarter. That touchdown gave him a 10-3 lead. Maine goes 7 plays, 40 yards off yet another turnover. And not only are they getting the turnovers, John, but they're cashing in on those turnovers now.
That they are. That they are. This is something they have not done all year. Now they're doing it at the greatest time possible.
Trying to make sure that there's no big return here. Duncan trying to find a lane. And he is going to get taken down by Dante Dennis. But those turnovers are very big for the Blue Hens. They were going in here at the beginning of the second half. Looked like they were taking a lead, and a big interception.
Huge athletic interception by Wasson. And then this is, you got the fumble, trying to make too much happen out there. Was Martwan Johnson. And then just a bad throw. Bad choice, bad decision by showing off there. 3 big turnovers. I mean, now you're down by 2 scores, 3:30 to go in the game, and your offense, you put together 1 big drive of 70 yards. And right now you got, 62 to go in a hurry. And they have not been able to do the quick scores. They've been methodical and they've driven it, but
I'll tell you what, you don't want to be doing it without Duncan on the field right now. And he's shaking his arm as if perhaps a hit at the end of that run is bugging him. He is not in for this play on first down. Look at the pressure. Did Love get his foot in? He did. What a great catch by Aaron Love. And he is into Maine territory with a first down at the 48.
Aaron Love making a big play. This is a nicely thrown ball right here. That thing had a lot of mustard on it. Laying out, barely getting the tip of his toes in bounds.
Duncan's back on the field. They're looking his way now. But instead, again, it's Love. Another first down to the 30. Remember, Delaware's got all 3 of their timeouts left.
They're going to have to get up on this ball in a hurry because he did not get out of bounds. The clock will start once the sticks are set.
Boy, they're giving a lot of room over on that sideline right now. Looking that way again to Duncan this time, but he bounces it short. Corners are really trying to keep the wide receivers in front of them, and that's given a real soft area for a wide receiver to sit down and get pretty big chunks of yardage.
Yeah, Tim Duncan up there on the far sideline. Lionel Nixon Jr., the cornerback, was giving him a 12 to 15 yard cushion. Then Schoenoff had all kinds of time. That should have been another completion on the sideline, but Schoenoff underthrew it.
So second down and 10 now from the 30. Remember, they've got to score twice. Big rush coming. He got away. He's got a man if he throws it. And it's knocked away. Agnew was open for a brief second on the near sideline. But a good job about getting pressure on the quarterback and recover into the football.
Great job of getting pressure. Schoenoff escapes once again like we've seen him do quite often, but he needed to keep his eyes upfield, roving the field more. Had he seen that receiver earlier, would have been a completion. Threw it too late, and Jonathan Calderon was able to get in there and get a hand on it.
Agnew, the tight end, now set up in the slot. You've got third down. Delayed blitz. And the throw is picked off again. Nixon Jr. down the sideline. He gets a block. He could go. And caught from behind by Aaron Love. 2:45 to go, and that might seal it for Maine.
And the fans are booing right now. They are not happy with the performance that this Delaware offense has put on the field tonight. I think a lot of that ire is focused on their quarterback, Robbie Schoenoff, because that was just not a well-thrown ball. 2 defenders right in the area that he was trying to thread that thing right into the hands. Focusing only on Aaron Love. His eyes were just zoomed in on number 17 the whole time. Didn't see anyone else around there. Had no idea Lionel Nixon Jr. was standing right in the path of that ball when he threw it. Nixon Jr. earlier had been playing off and soft. There, a little bit more aggressive, comes away with a nice pick and run after the pick. Now they're in great field position again.
All you got to do here is run the clock out. Remember, Delaware's got 3 timeouts remaining, but they're inside the 20-yard line. So Lionel Nixon Jr. got one. Deron McMillan got one. Sean Wasson got one. You take your pick about which was the biggest. Probably Wasson's, because Delaware was about to go in and take a 17-10 lead.
Picked it in the end zone, ran it back. When you go on that list, you look at Lionel Nixon Jr. He ranks 38th in the CAA in tackles. You look across the board. All of these defenders, they're ranked in the CAA in tackles. That's not a good sign. That means their defense has been on the field way too much this year. Now, all of a sudden, they've created 4 turnovers. They're getting off the field, and they're giving the ball back to their offense on the plus side of the field.
I'll tell you what, if you're a member of that defensive unit, you got to feel so gratified. As we said, last time out, before the bye week, they were early in the 4th quarter and tied with the number 1 team, James Madison, 10-10. Played into a virtual standstill to that point. And an onside kick that they tried after getting that score kind of went awry. They had a penalty, short field for JMU, and ultimately James Madison won the game 24-10.
Yeah, this Maine team is a tough team. They've been through a lot. but they've really put it together tonight. When you get 4 turnovers like that, it's hard to actually lose a game.
And Delaware, a team that went to the national championship game last year, is just moments away from falling to 2-4 on the season and 0-2 in the CAA, unless fumble and recovery. They still have life with 2:31 left to go. Mark Garrell recovers the fumble.
Jeez,
my goodness.
This is getting crazy. You got Turcotte just not holding the ball securely enough. A hand gets in there, a hit comes. Mark Garrell always around the ball, coming down the line of scrimmage. Mark Garrell's the first guy that sees it, first guy to get there. So effectively, that was a quick way for Delaware to punt it away without, taking much time off the clock, getting the ball back. Now they've got a lot farther to drive, but they're fortunate.
First turnover of the game, but it keeps Delaware alive. Thaxton can make a lot happen in space. And he's got a first down across the 20. That's not going to be enough to do what they have to do here, though. They're going to need one big breaker here, 2:23 to go.
And this is a team that's very comfortable running their offense in this accelerated tempo. This is a no-huddle offense. They're always doing the 2-minute drill.
Throwing, that was another pick. It was right there for Jonathan Calderon. And he didn't bring it in. I'll tell you what, the crowd is all over the quarterback right now.
Yeah, it just looks like he's locking on receivers. Right there trying to get it to his tight end, Agnon. Locking on to receivers, not seeing the bigger picture, which is the rotation of those safeties.
He's got second down, 2:16 to go. Remember, they still have 2 of their timeouts left. They'd only taken 1 before the fumble. A little bit of time and sailing the ball. Third down.
This is a really tough position for a quarterback to be in. Watch his eyes. Not looking anywhere but where he's about to throw it. I mean, even if you are looking to run isolation routes and take advantage of that soft defense that you're getting from Maine, you got to look off your routes. Scan the field, look down there, see what the defense is doing, and then get the accurate throw off.
2-down territory, obviously. Trying to run for first down yardage. That was not smart by Masterson. He just kept Delaware alive as he's going to get hit for a penalty at the 30-yard line, and that's going to give the Blue Hens a first down.
Yeah, that was just egregious right there.
Late hit, out of bounds, number 4 on the defense. 15 yards from the end of the run. First down.
Really dumb mistake by Masterson. No one's open. This time he tucks it. He's going out of bounds. He was out of bounds. Masterson tries to play it off like he didn't mean it, didn't try it. Jeez, he's a guy, he was a quarterback in high school, so, people probably did that to him a lot. He's got flashbacks. He wants to take out some of the abuse on an opposing quarterback, but, hey, not now.
So the ball goes out to the 45. They protect the passer, and it's Love dancing out of bounds into Maine territory. He's out at the 46 with 1:52 left to go.
Right now, this is a very exciting time of this game because a minute 52, you got a no-huddle offense throwing the ball to the sidelines. They're moving it effectively, assuming Schoenoff doesn't turn the ball over, making poor reads again. This is anybody's game if they score on this drive.
285 yards with those 3 interceptions. What's going to be remembered unless he can lead some sort of a valiant comeback here. Stiff arm kept him alive, and he throws it away. How about that? You're getting rushed. Jerron McMillan's coming at you, and you stiff arm him.
Yeah, beautiful. That's got to, make the crowd feel a little bit better about his performance. This is a guy who's really hard to sack. UMass couldn't sack him tonight. You haven't seen Maine be able to get him to the ground. And then he wisely throws it away. Schoenoff, he's got the arm, he's got the ability. He just needs to be more comfortable in this offense in reading the contour of the defense.
Once again, 2-down territory here. Third and short, rush coming, and he is sacked. It was Stevens who stunted and threw him back all the way to the 48-yard line. 1:41 to go, and Delaware's going to have to take a timeout here because they're down to their last play.
Watch Jordan Stevens coming up underneath the thing. Keon Hendricks doesn't come off and adjust. You got to make a switch up front between the guard, tackle, and center. You know, you just kind of switch guys. You zone it off. Keon Hendricks didn't have his head on a swivel. It lets Jordan Stevens come in and get the big sack right there.
We talked about it earlier. The #1 team in the country is still #1 because the Richmond Spiders lost to JMU today on the last play of the game, a punt return for a touchdown. So Richmond's going to be hungry next Saturday here on CNN as they face the UMass Minutemen. Battle begins at 3:30, and we will be there. UMass and Richmond right here on CNN.
Showing off just needing help from his receivers right now and his offensive line. Keon Hendricks, very uncharacteristic mistake by that center. He's a dominant player, just makes a mistake at a really inopportune time.
Well, here goes. Here's your ball game. They've got to get it to the 45, or for all intents and purposes, it's over.
6 games. That means he's almost average.
They're stunting again. Schoenhoff trying to escape and can't. And the ball's loose and picked up. And Stevens is going all the way. Ball game. Five turnovers created by the Maine defense, and that is what is going to win them this ball game here in Delaware tonight.
You know, this Maine team having all the injuries they had this year, their defense came out here tonight and changed the game, changed the complexion of their season, because you know they're going to be playing with that swagger now. They know they can create these turnovers and score, you know, create points for their team. You know, that bye week, they had their defense able to get healthy, you know, get out there, get rested up a little bit. They practiced hard against one another for 2 weeks. Now they're just unleashing it on Delaware.
And Harvey, the extra point. Jordan Stevens is the beneficiary there. It really looked like everybody on the defensive line was taking a crack at Schoenhoff. And as the ball came loose, Stevens picks it up and takes it to the house.
I'm not sure this play shouldn't have been called dead. I think the referees were trying to let him play because he is so escapable and strong.
Yep.
No, forget I said that. That was just a great play. Punching the ball out when the quarterback, you know, is swiveling around trying to escape. That he did have a cluster of people on him, but that's what it takes. You have to get more than one guy on Robbie Schoenhoff to bring him down. And they did it. They held him up, punched the ball out. Jordan Stevens, who often is overshadowed in the accolades due to just how great Jovan Belcher is at that other defensive end spot. Jordan Stevens, when you talk to Coach Cosgrove, he's saying, hey, this guy is so great at the point of attack. He's such a physical presence. And he's just playing solid. He's a great player for us.
You saw those numbers that we had talked about early in the game and in our open. That's the old line from a lot of people have used over the years. I guess you can tell your numbers to shut up because it just didn't matter out here today. And
right,
you know, and what
5 turnovers. I mean, that's the game, absolutely. But that game, that's thrust solely onto the shoulders of this Maine defense. What a huge day.
5 games this year, they had 7 turnovers total.
Right.
Tonight, 1 game, 5 turnovers.
Amazing.
Duncan will try to find a lane and gets it out to close to the 44-yard line with 1:22 to go. But at 17 points, you're not even a 2-score game anymore.
No. And last week, you looked at Schoenhoff's numbers. He was 5 of 15 for 40 yards against a great UMass defense. But talking to Casey Keeler during the week, he said, hey, you know, 5 of those incompletions should have been sacks. He was able to escape and throw the ball out of bounds. 3 of those incompletions were drops. So we feel good about where Robbie Schoenoff is right now. Tonight, having had the chance to throw the ball a lot, I don't think they feel as good about where he is in his development in this Delaware program.
Hard by comparison when you see the Flacco jerseys here after Joe Flacco did what he did last year and is playing on Sundays now for the Ravens. But this isn't even really about those comparisons. Sure, I got to imagine that people who are Delaware fans got pretty spoiled last year.
Yeah.
Joe Flacco was as good as you could possibly be. But this isn't even about a comparison right now. This is about a couple of very major mistakes that ended up costing you a football game.
Yeah, and he's thrown some bad balls. That fumble, you know, he's trying to make something out of nothing. He just needs to feel more comfortable and play with more confidence. I don't think he's playing confident right now.
Thaxton trying to keep his feet and does, and he is taken out of bounds inside the red zone with 1:07 left to go. Out of the 17. And it looks like Javon Belcher is down. And it was after his own hit. Well, then he got hit again.
Oh, that's a penalty right there.
Wow.
That's
wow.
Jeez, that's an ejection. If that's in the NFL, you're not playing the week after that one right there.
Corey Nicholson kind of diving on Belcher after he was already down and kind of sticking the helmet in his back. I think they're going to eject him. I believe they're going to eject him from the game.
They should.
After the play, personal foul, number 69 on the offense, hitting a player clearly out of the play. 15 yards from the end of the run, first down.
I'm surprised that he's still on the field.
I saw the sign for ejection from one of the officials, and they elected not to.
Belcher got kind of pushed into the quarterback. I think Nicholson took offense to the way he came in like that. But
this is too much right here.
Yeah, and the referee's right there. That is so uncalled for. That
got a guy who's already down.
That's not
face
football.
down on the ground.
That's not football. That's a street fight. That's cheating. That's unfair.
And Thaxton going to get bottled up after the catch at the 29-yard line. Under a minute left to go. There's no doubt there's emotion in this game. There's no doubt that there is anger about the other side's quarterback getting knocked out of the ball game. There's also going to be a lot of frustration if you're a Delaware player right now, especially if you're one who was there last year with a team that goes to the championship game, and you are basically losing a game here that you didn't think you were going to lose on your own home field to go to 2-4 and 0-2 in the CAA.
Yeah, that's so unexpected for this Delaware team. Corey Nicholson, the guy who committed that awful penalty, he broke his leg in last year's national championship game. He was playing at the highest possible pinnacle that this team could have reached. Broke his leg. You know, he's been there, he's tasted it, and now the frustration is just coming out.
56 seconds and change left to go. Certainly you keep playing it, although the outcome here is decided.
Isn't it amazing, though, how both teams tonight have really rallied around someone attacking their quarterback in some regard? They take such offense to that.
Oh, my goodness. That is a tough night. Eric Lee had him wrapped up, and somehow Schoenoff actually got rid of the ball.
And Schoenoff's kind of looking wobbly. I mean, he's taken some hits tonight. He's just been
Beauty looks a little wobbly too.
Watch Schoenoff looking downfield. Really should have probably released that ball a little bit earlier. At some point, you know, maybe look elsewhere besides your receiver, Aaron Love. He's locking on. Then, you know, when that receiver's double covered, he's holding the ball.
Well, back to Love again, and he got himself a first down inside the 20. Delaware's out of timeouts. Fox stops to move the chains.
It's one thing to have your quarterback throw isolation routes because you know he has a big arm. You know that, and I think there's some place for that in football, but you got to look to your other options sometimes, and we're not seeing that from Schoenoff.
You had a receiver there definitively open down and around the 5-yard line, and it's just an errant throw. It was Love again that he was looking for.
I do believe that hearing the crowd boo you, you've been sitting on the bench at Ohio State for 3 years. Now you have a chance to play. That does not sit well with a quarterback. There's a fragile balance in a quarterback's mind. You want people to be behind you.
You got to remember, there's always a lot of scrutiny on the Delaware football program here in the state of Delaware. A great fan base that supports this team to the hilt. But again, it comes down to personal opinion as to whether or not sitting in a crowd that you would boo a collegiate quarterback. And it's not something I would do.
Well, yeah, there's varying philosophies about that. When you go to the closest NFL team to here, that there's a lot of that going on in the stands as well.
Team wears green?
It's a regional thing. People grow up, they feel it's their right as a fan. They live with this team, they die with this team, but they're going to let you know how they feel about the product you're putting out there on the field.
And I'm going to tell you again, not a personal choice. No, I'm not telling you I don't think you should do it, or I think that you're wrong for doing it, or anything like that. So let's not let that back up at the end. But once again, personal choice. College quarterback out here trying to find his way.
Right.
I don't think you're helping the situation at all by booing him. And he throws, and it's knocked away from Love in the end zone. Lemire Whetstone makes a big hit, big play, and turns away Delaware on their last opportunity to get in with 15 seconds to go.
This is a nice throw, but it's an even better play by Lemire Whetstone. That could have been a touchdown. Lemire Whetstone separates receiver from ball. Aaron Love had not a chance. Lemire Whetstone, man, just so athletic. You saw him returning punts earlier, but he's coming back from an injury just thirsty for contact, and you saw it there.
Take a knee, and that is going to do it for this one. Defense saves the day for Maine. And for a Black Bears team that last won here at Delaware in 1998 by a 39-27 score, which was their biggest margin ever against Delaware. Well, 10 years later, not only do they get the W, they increase the margin and win tonight by 17. Wow.
Huge night. Huge night if you're a Maine fan.
And we're going to be back with our post-game activities from Delaware Stadium. Maine, a big win on the road.
We bought this new kitchen floor with the money we saved on this new carpet.
It's Empire's 60% off event. Get huge savings on quality brand name carpet or flooring. It's your choice, and whatever you choose, it's 60% off. Plus no payments till 2010. Shop at home and we'll install next day. At 60% off, you can afford even more floor. Call today.
800-588-2300 Empire.
Today.
When it comes to going bald, you now have a choice. Advances in medical science have resulted in the world's first and only permanent solution to hair loss.
It's real hair. It's your natural hair. You wash it, you cut it, you swim with it.
Bosley is the world's most experienced hair restoration experts, having pioneered virtually every major advancement in the art and science of hair restoration.
I'm very satisfied, very happy with what I've done. This has got to be one of the best decisions I've made in my life, I'll tell you that.
Bosley Hair Restoration is a relatively simple outpatient procedure. The results look completely natural, and it's affordable on nearly any budget. Call the toll-free number now to receive your free, no-obligation information kit that will help you decide if hair restoration at Bosley is right for you. You don't have to accept going bald. Do something about it right now.
Call 1-800-694-6071. That's 1-800-694-6071. Call now.
I'm Mark Summers asking you to join the Brain Tumor Society's Race for Hope 5K on November 2nd, starting right here at the Philadelphia Museum of Art. With more than 200,000 brain tumors diagnosed each year, we need your help to find a cure. Join hundreds of families as we race for hope 9 a.m. Sunday, November 2nd, in front of the Art Museum. It's a run, it's a walk, it's a chance to give hope. Sign up at braintumorsociety.org.
Celebration time for the Maine Black Bears. They went for the first time here in 10 years, beating Delaware 27-10. The winning head coach is standing by with Murph.
Yeah, I am keeping him from his celebration for just one more minute, Coach. Congratulations on a great win. We were just talking about it. First of all, big picture. Coming down here and winning a game at Delaware, conference win, certainly great for the program.
It really is. You know, it was just been a tough place for us. A lot of tough losses here, especially recently. So, you know, and this team's been challenged with some injuries and some guys not being able to make the trip with us. But, you know, we found a way to win today. It was real exciting to see the guys, you know, dig down deep in the second half and come up with a great win.
As we were in the commercial break, you were congratulating some of your defensive players on really game-changing plays. And in the second half, that's what it was all about for you guys.
Sean Watson's interception, I mean, they were going in, and they had a nice drive going in there late in the third quarter. Sean intercepts it, turns the thing around. Then we got some good field position, and all of a sudden we had a couple of turnovers back-to-back and added you know, some points up on the board that got away from them in our favor.
Absolutely. And of course, let's talk a little bit about the quarterback situation. You lose your quarterback at the end of the first half there, but your guys really rallied around Michael. And as I said to you in the break, you know, he's not a wide-eyed guy out here. He's had some playing time, and he did a real nice job as well.
He really did. Michael's quarterback for us before. He was our starting quarterback last year. Adam, you know, ended up taking the job. And we went back and forth this year with some great competition. Adam's been our guy. Michael's played some, so like you said, it wasn't new to him, and real poised, you know, and gave us some great big plays as we you know, moved the ball down the field.
And now you can use this as a launching pad in the CAA. Obviously, a big win away from home, and bring it back home and maybe do some good things.
You know, we've gone Richmond, and then we went James Madison, then we had to come here, and you know, that's a real challenge to any football team. And you know, I think, you know, for the most part, we feel like we're an improving football team, and you know, we're headed into the rest of our schedule, the rest of the year. We're excited about it.
All right, before we get run over from the band, I'm going to let you go celebrate your team. Congratulations, Jack Cosgrove. Guys, big win for the Maine Black Bears on away turf. Let's send it back upstairs.
That was a very big win. When you're talking about what they did, I'm telling you, you start talking about what ends up happening for this team. They're coming into a ball game that, you know, you can't feel great about. You're on the road against a team that wins a lot of its games at home. And you're doing it without a lot of your major pieces that you've lost to injury. You lose your quarterback in the game. You get outgained by 100 yards in this game, and you walk out with a 17-point win.
It's amazing what the defense did tonight. 5 turnovers will change any game. That will heal all ills, all evils. And you just got to hand it to that defense. They had an extra week to heal up. Coach Cosgrove said they practiced all of that 2 weeks on bringing some young guys up, getting them more familiar with the system on offense and on defense. And it really showed tonight. They looked like a fresh squad that was really getting after it and believed in their chances and in themselves tonight.
Take a look back at the highlights of the second half of this game, and there's no doubt about the fact that this game turned around based upon the turnovers and based upon the fact that, you know, Delaware's got an opportunity to get some things done, but they started coughing up the football, and then a major interception leads to a score. First, right here, the score that gets Maine into the end zone and gives them the lead in this game, and things just kept getting worse and worse for the Delaware offense. Finally, the final insult, I guess you could call it, on the fumble return for a touchdown by Stevens, and that caps off the 5-turnover night. So a Maine team that came in as a decided underdog. As we said, they got outgained by more than 100 yards in this game. But you only have to see those 2 numbers at the bottom, 5 turnovers leading to 17 points, and that literally is the difference in the game.
Right, the passing yards, we knew that Delaware was going to come in and try to throw the ball more. They felt like the Maine secondary was somewhat untested. They threw it, but they also turned it over too much in that phase.
Now, we said that they were a team that hadn't walked out of here with a win at Delaware Stadium since 1998. They do it here this evening, and they keep themselves alive in the CAA race. And, oh, by the way, we told you about that useless stat early in the game. Well, they're now 3-0 when they lose the coin toss. Tonight's game produced by Bob Anderson, directed by John Anderson. Now for Greg Murphy down on the field, our entire CNA crew, and for my partner John Ritchie, this is Scott Graham. We thank you for watching. Maine, an upset victory on the road at Delaware.
We're stepping out of bounds on sports on CN8.